Yeah, we live. What's going on?
Yeah.
We are here, people.
Gaijin Goomba here.
Your boy
Look, never
Gamma
left. I'm
Coon
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
in the cut.
Today, friends, we're gonna be starting off this new series. We're gonna be ranking every single arc of One Piece,
Brand new pieces.
saga by saga. Yeah. Starting with the East Blue Saga today. Initially I was gonna do like three, but I'm like, yo, this stream about to be like Broadway length, like 3 hours or 4 hours, and I thought about it. So no, so forget it. So we're gonna be Romance Dawn, Orange Town, Syrup Village, Baratier, Along Park, and Logtown, and that will be it for this stream. So go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Mugen.
Uh, you got your boy Shadow Coon, the Immortal Ken. What's up? Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
No one calls you
Hey,
that.
shit, I'm Gamma Coon today, baby.
Hey, I'm Alan. I've been on the stream before. I think you all know me at this point. I'm a surfing god, Follow me on Twitter, Vienna Society.
Hey,
Capital V, capital S. Let's get it.
Shit.
Why?
That's fucking gas.
let's
All
go
right,
ahead and
so
get started.
let's get it popping with Romance Dawn. So this is the
Good old man
beginning
don't do this.
First arc,
from the first arc from chapter 1 to chapter 7.
beginning of everything.
This is where it all begins, man. This is the pillar. This is how One Piece starts. Starting with Luffy
Oh
just
yes.
stabbing himself in the face like a
Okay.
trying to
Yeah.
impress Shanks.
Trying to
Shanks.
show you hard, trying to get down for the crew.
Shows
Be a pirate too.
it shows
Poor guard.
how much
poor
of an
guard.
ape Luffy is
Yeah,
to
and,
become a
and,
pirate.
and also his stupidity that can and or maybe fearlessness, I guess if you want to call it that.
Yeah. It's
So-
a
His
good.
foolishness gives him the balls to do ballsy things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he's just devoid of the thing that is fear.
Just common sense, bro. It feels like he just
Basically.
lacks that. It's a good and bad quality for him.
It works for him sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's
Sometimes
definitely
it
out here
does,
doing some
sometimes
silliness, yeah.
But yeah. So, he does that. They're back in the bar, turning up, having a good time. I really like the part where Shanks teases Luffy. Like,
Oh yeah. It's like
He
you're
just-
not ready yet.
like,
You
you can't even swim. Like, the part
Right.
where he's like, you're not a man. Here, have some juice. And then he drinks
Exactly.
juice. And then he goes, I don't know any
Yep.
pirates that drinks juice. He
I
starts
love it,
lying.
bro. You
He
ain't no
just-
real pirate, bro. He's just
Just
teasing
roasted
him. I
him.
love that.
Good.
Just gotta
Just
tease
roasted
him.
him. And
It's
then,
like a father figure.
Yeah. And then
Mhm.
obviously the bandits come through.
Oh,
The
They
apes.
watch it.
and then you got
Obviously.
the goons, like fucking goon squad come through. We peeling caps, first chapters. That kills me how people say One Piece. You gotta wait 20 chapters. We already starting off.
They
like
already
that. Pow pow.
popping heads. You heard?
We just
Yep.
peeling caps already. We're starting off. We're setting the tone out the gate. This
Yeah.
isn't your average little pirate series.
So
And,
they came through. They kind of
Mhm.
dummied Shanks, and he just laughed that shit off. Like, we're like, huh? Luffy's like, what?
We know about you boys.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
He was not impressed at all.
That was a rougher
Oh
time still.
Yeah, he was very not.
It's
impressed.
also the first time we see my boy talking about where the treasures. Where you
yes.
gotta find the treasure.
The
Yeah.
One Piece.
The
Yeah,
One New
I love it.
Piece.
It does open up with Gold Roger. I forgot to say that.
Mhm. Oh,
Yeah.
Execution.
The
A
scene
legend.
where Luffy eats the going no meat, tries to walk out, and his hand just stretches, and they're like, "What?"
What's going
That
on?
boy
It's
just,
it's
he's like,
an
I just
acid
ate
trip.
that fruit right there. I was hungry.
Like, I was hungry,
Hey,
damn. Like, I just
Well,
ate it.
what did you eat, bro? Like you just see this kid just stretching out, but that's got to be the most.
Didn't they say it was
the
like
weirdest thing ever
it
seen.
was gonna kill him too or something like that before he ate it or some shit like that?
Yeah, because
I remember they told
devilfish
us
were
something.
unknown at the time. Like
Yeah.
they didn't know
in the
what
manga,
they.
in the manga, he just ate it, but like they were gonna use it for money. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
But Luffy
Yeah,
was just
'cause
like, "Yo, I'm hungry."
Because
So-
a lot of pirates like to sell them because like it would just fuck up their ability to swim on the ocean, and that's a
Mhm.
useless ability for a pirate.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh
that's why
yeah, they
worked for
tell
them.
him. Yeah, they tell him.
yeah,
Shanks yells at him, said you will never be able to swim.
yeah,
You
but then
dummy.
he gets over it really quickly. Like I like
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah, it's actually fine.
It's fun to him
I'm a
because
rubber
he's an ape.
band man, but this shit fire.
Actually, that's one of the unique things about One Piece too, because you have so many people who are pirates. Y'all are on boats, and none of you
Yeah.
can swim.
That's like one of
Like
my
your
favorite
old
things
Liverpool
about it
users.
inherently. It's like the Marines and the pirates are all there. Like because the most normal way of getting supernatural abilities is by eating a devil fruit, but it robs your ability to swim. And the One Piece ocean is world is literally predominantly all
Yeah,
ocean.
90% water.
So you're
Yeah.
kind of fucked, you know.
So
Like
that's just cool off the get go.
Yep.
So how do you
You
guys
get
feel
the
about
full ability.
Shanks letting himself get embarrassed and not doing anything about it? Just take it.
That's that's what a real OG does. You know, we move in silence. You know, shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Actually,
you let your little niggas handle your lightweight.
Moving silence like lasagna.
I don't think it's that, yo. Like for me, it's just that like Shanks is such a chill guy, right? Like he actually feels no reason to fight these guys because he knows that if he actually wanted to fight them, he just wet everybody up. Like,
Exactly, you know, you don't waste your time on little fish. You know, you're
yeah,
a big
exactly.
fish. You know,
Yeah.
you don't mess with the little guys. You know, if you
You're-
let your mans handle that, bro.
Like so,
That's
like,
just
it's
a waste of
bad that
effort.
they don't know who he is. You know that's what bothered
Yeah.
me. That like
They didn't even know his reputation, so that's kind of a
But
knockback for them
it
too.
is entirely possible at that point because that's about a couple of years
Could he have
before
been a rookie?
Yeah,
the main series
that's
does.
true.
Like
That's true.
he wasn't as renowned
Yeah,
as he is now. Like not saying he wasn't known, but
yeah. He just wasn't as booming as
because
he
he
was.
came
before.
back, he comes
They
back.
they
to
are
Fuchsia
at East
Village.
Blue.
Yeah, he comes back to Fuchsia Village often to restock, and East Blue is the weakest sea. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to visit his kid. You know, he just dropped the little nigga off. He's like, hey, you know, I came back to check on you, little man. You know, that
for
kills me,
later.
man. He has a
Yeah.
kid. Yeah,
my
That's a
Kino's
fun
kid, my low key be is. You know what I'm saying? But
low key.
so obviously now the bandits come back when they're not there, and Luffy doesn't like how they're talking shit about him. So he's
Mhm.
like, you know, the AP is he tries to challenge
fuck
him,
you
does
guys.
not go
Mhm.
well.
Squirrel.
Takes him. Shanks
Kill
pulls
him.
up.
Mm.
And one of my favorite lines here that I think Luffy kind of takes this to heart, internalizes this, is,
Mhm.
you know, they put the gun to Shanks' head, and Shanks is like, yo, guns aren't for threats, they're for action.
Yeah, you got
Lucky
no-
who comes,
Yeah.
kapow!
Yeah, that's a
No
hard
hesitation.
line right there, bro.
He,
He
that
just
hesitation.
boom. He said, hey,
when
don't
he
pick
does
that up
that,
if
that's
you're
like
not
one of
gonna
the
use
most
it, bro.
mesmerizing thing about that arc too.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's
like-
dirty. Like, we're pirates.
Bro, man, just eating that meat, bro. Like you got this big dude just eating his meat. Like, man, get up out of here. Don't raise that gun if you not about it, bro. That's some shit that raised by.
Exactly.
Big
That's some
facts,
real
big
nigga shit
facts.
right there. I fuck with that line.
I think that sticks with him for a while too, because
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't really care about that.
Because I remember Luffy says that later on. He says something to somebody.
He does the crocodile and category. The crocodile, he's
Mhm.
when he puts the poison hook, and he's like, you know, the word unfair is meaningless to us pirates. And Luffy's like, okay, I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
And then the category thing, he's like, it's my bad for not noticing flambe interrupted. He's like, nope, my fault for not dodging.
It's okay, bro. You just gotta get it. Get it how you get it, man.
So obviously, Smoke Bomb. Well, actually, Ben Beckham beats their ass, and he's smoking a blunt. That's not a cigarette. That's a blunt. Okay, look at
That boy,
it. Ben
made it
Beckman.
back.
Kid.
that boy said
It's
it.
a blunt. It's a fu-
Ain't Ben Beckman the one with the monkey?
He's smoking
bro?
a wood.
No,
Smoking a wood.
he's right hand one with the like the
A long rifle.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. He's a sniper.
He
for
burns a
this
cigarette on the
no,
dude's
Yasop's
forehead.
the one that with
He's such a greasy looking character too.
Yeah.
Like
He
his
does,
character's
bro. He
on
looks like a mob
fucking
boss.
point.
He is.
So,
but
yeah.
I love that character design.
Sea King comes and Shank saves him, but
Yeah,
this
that
is
arm
arm
gets
clapped.
clapped,
Gah,
bro.
gah,
You
gah,
gotta
gah,
pull points for that. You know, this is the man who's a Yonko.
This is the one. This is the guy
And
that
it was-
Roger gave his tattoo.
I mean,
Well,
hey,
there
yeah.
though. What was raw? He just looked at the fish.
Yeah, bro. He just
That
let
was the
the fish.
first
You just
time.
let this man take your arm like this, bro.
What's
You're
this
not
shit
even gonna
called?
use no hockey just to shake him off. You know, let him know your presence. You know.
Hey, but
Just
it's
say,
the
"Hey, I'm
same
gonna
thing
take
as
that."
what we were talking about before, yo. Like at this point, he's not that big, you know. So maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't even know hockey like that, right?
No, he
I-
definitely used hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he used when he looked at the fish.
I mean, I guess the fish, like, yeah, but that's purely Conqueror's hockey, right? So I
Yeah.
mean, like we've seen
He's-
Luffy use that even before really knowing a lot about hockey, right?
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't established solidly at this time. That's the only reason why he lost the arm. I feel like Oda wasn't just concrete on that the hockey thing yet. I feel like he was just slowly just getting together the further he progressed through the series. That's why I let the arm thing slide because I don't feel like he really had a definite thing for it. Because if he had hockey at that time, I'm sure like Conqueror's hockey would have just scared that fucking sea fish away. He wouldn't have lost the arm.
Yeah, it did, but
he wouldn't have had to go.
Saved Luffy first.
Yeah,
Why did he
at
just
the risk of
Yeah,
uncle.
he did.
because
Yeah, just clap it.
because Luffy, when he starts his adventure, he sees him and just when he's trash, he just go in a pistol, sleep, done, one hit. It's like that thing wasn't a threat.
Bro, just get somebody to shoot that hole. Turn that bitch into catfish, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing around. Like, obviously,
yeah,
like, you know, I'm
it,
not being too
it makes
serious,
great for
but
the
it just I like making fun of Shanks for that. But he
It's
just
just
lose
a funny
points for
thing.
that.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah,
I love that
he
quote that
said
he says to Mihawk. I think he said, "Hey, how did you lose that arm when Shanks?" He said, "You know, I sacrificed it for new
the new
generation."
age, better than the new
Yeah,
world.
the new
Yeah,
age. Yeah,
new age.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember you
I like
saying
that. You know,
yeah. That was,
even though that's still trash, but I love that though.
yeah, like
I'm listening to the new
I'm like I'll
generation.
take it, but I don't know, man.
That's
Sea
still
Kings
kind of
might be your
suspect, bro.
kryptonite.
Bro. That's
What
funny as
the?
fuck. You get him out there in the ocean, but he
Imagine he
might get
fights
shook,
again.
man.
You pull out a Sea King, he gets scared.
Oh my god! But he just starts clutching his phantom arm like,
Phantom.
Before
They
we
should give
move
him a
on
robotic arm like in Metal
to
Gear.
the next portion, I want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
this one line that we One Piece fans hold to our fucking hearts. Like we
Mm-hmm.
take it either too hyper literal or not hyper literal enough, and that's the point where you're leaving and he goes, about 10 crew members should do. So we think either he's gonna have 10 crew members in total, or is it
Yeah,
him plus 10 people, or is that just like a one-off line we could
yeah.
ignore?
Is that
Because
just like the base crew that you start with, or is that just gonna be how the crew
well,
is gonna
I'm
be?
excluding the Grand Fleet, right? I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah,
like his base Nakama, like
just
on
the
the
base
Yeah.
guys.
Sonigo.
Mm-hmm.
The people
Yeah.
who's
It's
close
like
to him, yeah.
when we talk about Yunakama,
Just
we
10.
always bring up the fact that those were the numbers that he said. He's like 10.
Yeah.
10.
I'll
How many
seriously
are we at right now?
9.
Right,
And Jinbei would be 10.
Mm,
Would be 10 in total with Jinbei as a helmsman.
yeah. Do you think that could be the last one? Because each of these guys have a
That's
role.
that's the thing.
That's the
But
thing.
then
How many
Kara could be
roles?
lookout.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, that's true. That is very true. She has the sharp eye of
Get this
that
meat.
clan.
Facts.
Hey,
That was
see
The
on
beef
carrot
cruise
is
over
fucking
here.
fire, bro.
very
We
gay.
out here, bro. We some wild dudes.
Jeez.
We some freaky dudes.
The blicky. All right, so now we move on to the next village. Luffy goes. No, not yet. Sorry, Alvida when he meets Kobe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
Right?
yeah, I remember that.
Jeez.
He
And
gets
then
stuck in the
Zoro.
whirlpool and he goes in the barrel and he breaks
Yeah.
out.
I'll be the
Classic
fat
right
ass
there.
bitch.
Yeah, that's a good scene, man. That's like a, you know, that's a
Then he
good
meets
moment.
Kobe's captain.
Mm.
I love how he kind of
Alvida.
treats Kobe. Like he doesn't baby him, sort of like he says, "Hey man, you're a little bitch."
Yeah,
like
I don't like
he
you.
just
I
shits
don't
all
like
over him.
cowards.
Like
Like,
man, I don't like weakness,
Mm.
bro. Like I don't fuck with you, man. You know,
yeah,
I think that's a good character trait because by him doing that, you know, he kind of inspired him, you know, to stop being like
Yeah,
that,
to
you know, to
stop.
change himself
Yeah.
and to better himself. You know, it might have been
exactly.
harsh, but it's that tough kind of love. It's that tough love. Sometimes
Yeah,
you
he doesn't
gotta,
coddle or baby him. It's like, man,
that,
you gotta man up,
yeah, you
grow up.
gotta,
Like,
bro. We don't do this around here. You a little, you soft, you
see,
soft.
I don't know
Bro.
about your childhood, but my grandpa just threw me in the goddamn jungle and told me to
Beat
live.
my ass, bro. He wanted me to join the Marines, but I said I wasn't doing it. You know,
So
made me fight monkeys. Monkeys was beating my ass.
you were really a chore boy or cabin boy here for 2 years. You might be a bitch.
For this fat little hoe, bro. For this fat John. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Do better.
So
Do better, man. And Kobe
do better.
just amazing progress, bro. Like Kobe really just hit that glow up after that. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
amazing
he
how,
definitely powers
just
up the next time.
fast he just progresses. I can't wait to see him again.
So yeah, he defeats Alvida with absolute ease. Kobe and him
Oh,
travel
yeah.
to the next marine base where they
And we
find
meet the god.
The god.
No
God.
Zoro.
The god.
Oh, pirate bounty hunter Zoro.
The
Oh,
trash.
the
I mean,
goat. We're about
whoa,
relax,
hacked,
relax,
hacked.
King.
Jeez,
Like
wow.
hacked,
Real life
relax on the
hacked?
goat, bro.
Voice hacked.
That's
In that
great.
orange town, bro. Like, oof.
We're not,
See,
there, we're not quite there
Not
yet.
even there yet.
Almost there, almost there.
But yeah, so obviously he's being held there by Captain Hanax Morgan and Helmeppo
Mhm.
because Helmeppo's hound was kind of terrorizing the town, and after he's like, "All right, fuck your dog," and killed it.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah,
People
yo.
going wild and shit.
Sounds like him.
Those men are on some foolish shit, bro.
Chilling me, bro.
Yeah, yo.
Go ahead, Alan. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
No. I'm just saying that's some kind of foolishness. Like, how do people just let this kind of thing happen? You know, with Captain
Yeah.
Morgan Helmeppo, like,
I like they just
He
let him
wasn't even
wild
like
out.
powerful enough. I feel like he wasn't that strong. Like
that's what I'm saying.
it
Like,
is what it
what-
is though, because they're just regular East Blue civilians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
fair
If you
enough.
just
Fair
had an
enough.
axe hand, you could have just shot this dude, to be honest.
But
Just put him up in a firing squad.
he'll actually come back up later. Interestingly enough, but so yeah, that happens, obviously. So he's there. He's being tied up. He said, "Okay, I'll stay here for a month. If I live, let me go." Blah blah. Obviously, Helmeppo was not going to honor that. I like the part where Rika jumps over the fence to give him the rice balls, but then
Yeah, that's sweet.
Helmeppo
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
over and he's like,
Then he stops it up.
Fuck them shits. Nah, you ain't eating, little fella. You ain't eating.
Yeah,
The ants will eat it.
Because Luffy's still trying to feel him out a little bit. Like,
trying to see
is he a
want this guy?
demon, or you know what I'm saying? Like he wants him on his crew, but obviously after that kind act, he thinks he's a good person. He overhears Helmeppo saying he wasn't going to honor that, and he gives him that.
Talk that.
Yep.
Like, don't you do that to me, yada yada. So
I'm gonna call my dad.
Yeah. Exactly.
He was a little bitch. It's amazing to see how Melpo just got better too.
The axe arm Morgan.
Yeah. Melpo got better after that.
He's smoking a blunt too.
Mm-hmm.
Why is a lot of One Piece characters smoke blunt?
I am great.
Why not, yo? It helps mellow a man out.
They always pulling up with the Cuban cigs, bro. That must be really popular.
And the poor kid's nose probably like a big ass lollipop.
You know how it is, yo. The tobacco is bad for your health like that. So.
And sometimes they wouldn't even edit it properly for kids, and the lollipop would still have smoke coming out of it. So
smoking lollipop, but that's some funny shit, bro.
So Luffy comes, yeah, they free him, they beat the ass. I like the part where Helmeppo takes Kobe hostage and he's punching Morgan. He looks back and just keeps punching. Just keeps
beating him up, yo.
He's not even phased. The name drop. Obviously, the backstory. We get the backstory, Zoro here. The small story with him and
Kuina. Yeah.
Honestly, to me, out of all the Straw Hats, or even maybe out of all the general backstories, that's very weak to me.
To be honest, I wish that he saved Zoro's backstory. I feel like if he would have just held off on it, just a little bit later, like maybe even up to Wano.
But I think we'll get an expansion of where he was before.
Yeah, he came that's what I want.
And met Queen on them in the dojo. I think we'll get that in Wano. But the only thing I really don't want is I don't want every crew member to be some important person with
character,
rich lineage,
genealogy. I don't want that.
A good bloodline. I like the idea of Zoro just being some dude from East Blue that trained himself to this level.
Yeah, he wants to be the
hard work, hard work, baby.
I want to hear that he's the son of this fucking shogun or something like that. I think you cheapen the story a little bit that way because it's you know what I'm saying?
This guy
it takes away the naturalness of his character.
Yeah. Body's a Vince Smoke, Luffy's bloodline is
because he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care about Luffy's from the line of D. I don't want another. Just
the monkey family broken.
That's definitely another thing too. That Zoro is pretty well the only real human being who's not Nami or Usopp, right?
Yeah, I love Zoro's attitude. When it comes down to it, he's the most level-headed guy and the best guy that you want watching.
He get lost easy, but yeah.
Oh yeah, but besides that, that's
right.
the only character.
Right.
Besides that, yeah,
I like that because Oda's always perfect people are boring, so everyone needs their own character.
Yeah.
So his is that easy.
There's gotta be something.
Where am I?
Reminds me of Kenpachi because I know Kenpachi used to do that, but Yashi really used to get lost and stuff. I love it.
I like the part where he's like, my ambition is to be the greatest swordsman, and Luffy's like, I would expect nothing less than the world's best swordsman alongside me and my crew. And yeah, good send off with Kobe when he kind of he doesn't betray him, but he kind of he snitches on him low key, but beats him up. It's like, okay, obviously you're not friends, but they're happy that they freed him from Captain Hennex Morgan, and then they have the send off, and now Kobe is going to be trained to become a Marine.
Yeah,
good send off, great stuff. And that would be Romance Dawn. That's 1 to 7.
Yeah.
So, who's the MVP of this arc?
MVP might just.
I think Luffy.
I gotta put Luffy. I'm gonna give it to Luffy. I gotta think. Why? Luffy MVP?
Because you got the blicky piece.
Yeah, he got the blicky piece.
That's crazy.
Luffy's just, looking around. He's just filling out, saying, "Hey, I want this guy on my crew." He's just. I like how he was just in the background on this kind of second.
I like how he didn't judge Zoro right away.
Yeah, he didn't just judge him off the bat.
You just seen him on a fucking cross,
just tied up. He was like, "Hey, you a murderer? What you doing?" He just just assume like almost everybody else does.
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
he judged
If
everybody.
you look at a guy like that on the cross, you're gonna think, oh, that guy
Like,
does
yeah,
something bad.
this dude a fiend, bro. You're like, yeah, this dude a fiend, right? You
Really
might want to
evil.
avoid this man, bro. He dangerous. You know,
And
Luffy's a good judge of character at
Luffy
the end
being
of
a
the day.
goof, it's showing Luffy being a goofball, and
Yeah.
how
At
his
the end of the
character
day,
is. So you gotta feel out
And
who Luffy's about.
I like the dynamic he has with a lot of these guys at the beginning. They're like, like I might have followed a fucking moron.
yeah, this dude, bro. Like this dude, my
I really
captain.
got a dumbass
Like,
captain. Like, what the
bro,
fuck?
this dude, my captain, bro. We finna die. I just
like-
pledged my life to this man.
Are
Dude.
we gonna be? Are we gonna make it? Like,
We not making it past the grand line. We gonna die.
And then, I remember, doesn't Luffy he stretches to try to catch a bird in the sky?
yeah, that's literally
Oh,
like the
he-
next part.
Oh,
They're
man.
getting to Orange Town. They're hungry, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat
And then Zoro's like, you fucking dumbass. Like,
What you doing, man?
what
just
the fuck
smacks
you
him in
doing?
the
He
head,
falls in the water like a dumbass.
You know, see, because
Bro,
that's the
that
thing. They
seems
actually
like a
do
lot.
some foolishness. Like
Yeah.
after this. Like after this arc finishes, it's just them doing foolishness
Yeah.
until they get Nami.
Just
Alright,
some
so-
nice downtime.
Is there anything else you want to say about the first time in chapters, or want to move on to Orange Town?
We can go ahead. I say we
The
go ahead
Orange
and
Town.
Orange Town.
All right,
Yeah, I
so
think
obviously
that's
starts off with him getting eaten by a bird,
Yeah, fucking bird,
and
bro.
then the buggy pirates shoot him down in Orange Town. That's where he meets
Oh.
Nami. Nami's like, "Thank you, boss." And after they think it's him, he's the
Right.
boss. Slap his hat off, and he's like, "Okay, no, it's my hat." Yeet, yeet, yeet. And he knocks him
Oh my god.
And then Nami's like, "Oh, like you're pretty strong. Want to join up with me?" Then when she finds out that he's a pirate, she's not with
She
it.
just switches up. She's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm
Which
riding
makes
with
sense.
Yeah,
Like I
when-
actually like that about Nami in the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
It makes sense because I like how she eventually warmed up to him, even though she had a
Yeah.
strong just.
Mhm.
She didn't automatically follow him like Zoro
She
did.
didn't. Yeah, she didn't automatically follow him. That's what I like about it. It was a
Zoro
gradual
kind
process.
of got an ultimatum, but he
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like,
Saying,
you
fuck
get
it,
free,
you
you
know.
get untied, or
Yeah.
you get
Stay
clapped.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
your
right.
man. I'm your man's, bro. Shoot, I'll take it. I'm your man's,
But
bro.
Nami's was more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she has her
So-
reasons too for not joining them right away, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
she-
she definitely does.
she's definitely against pirates because of all this stuff with
It makes
Arlong.
sense.
But I mean, we don't
Yeah,
know this
Arlong.
at that point in the story. But I mean, that's there, right? Low key.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
why.
it's
Like,
just-
That just sets up, more depth for her character.
Yeah,
it's-
for sure.
And it
Like,
sets up the later
finding
arcs
out
too.
why.
You know, the reason behind that.
Yeah.
I think
like,
I actually think that's why like Nami is like, in addition to being the only girl, like that's what kind of gives her character depth and like
Mhm.
likability, right? Like otherwise, like she's the only person who's not combat related and is still kind of with the crew doing things, like subtly.
Yeah,
So
she's
it's to make her
he-
like
and-
more interesting.
That's
Zoro
navigated.
if he can't navigate.
Also, guys,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
Mhm.
she had a normal chest
Yep. Hey, she got buffed
before,
up.
before that the time
before the glow up.
What she
Before
was drinking
like-
that milk.
Oda's like
Before
the
the-
milk big enough, larger,
Good
larger,
milk.
more.
You know one thing I do miss, like I think we have we got the buggy? Is it too early? to-
This is Orange Town's
talk
buggy.
about
Yeah, Orange Town.
All right, so one thing I like Buggy actually being kind of a threat. I miss that about him. Now he just feels like a
A goofball.
gag kind of like
Yeah.
His Buggy. His
Don't
his
you
Buggy,
feel
we're
that
good.
that was?
Well, I mean, he's
in-
literally a clown, so
Yeah, he's a clown.
like like you
I
can't
want him
help
to be like kind of a gruesome kind. He just can't help that he's kind of a joke.
I think
Yeah,
he's
but
just
it's-
picking on the weak. Like it's just gonna be like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
an
he-
easy
yeah, he-
dude, like,
yeah,
who's
yeah.
gonna, like, fuck with
Who's
him,
gonna
you know
stop him? That makes sense. Like, yeah, like a nice little crew back then too. Like they were decent.
He still does because they still
He still
think he's the
does,
shit.
Yeah,
Isn't he,
he's
no,
a
but
fucking
isn't he
warlord,
now
yeah.
like a Shichibukai now? So
Yes.
Yeah, he's a warlord.
he's definitely stepping up. He's definitely stepping up there.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
he's
like
about to
all a
shut that
grand
shit down,
misunderstanding.
He just, he just got lucked into the buggy ball. Oh my fucking the buggy ball. But that shit
So,
was
yeah,
powerful back then.
Not Zoro. So Nami,
Mhm.
and Luffy had that conversation. And I like how Luffy keeps flip flopping on him, like join me. Actually, nah. And then after she ties him up, gives him the buggy, he's like, you know what? I don't like you. Then she feeds him. Maybe you're not so bad.
She's like, but she's still warming up to him. She's like, maybe you're not a bad guy. No, I don't fuck with you, dumb. I don't
Yeah.
know. I might fuck
So-
with this little dude.
So meanwhile, Zoro's like rowing towards them. There's a
Yeah.
couple of buggy pirates who got, betrayed by Nami.
Mhm.
And
weren't
he's like I ain't slowing down, so you have to hop on. And they hopped on, and like give me a ship, and he beat them all up, and after he made them roll.
But that's some bullshit right
So
there.
he gets there, and he's like, okay, so you get eaten by a bird, and like find you, and you're tied up in the cage. Like, are you a moron?
Bro, what are you doing?
So before that, I like the part here where Nami kind of she did the betrayal thing,
Yep.
ties him up, and Buggy's all like, all right, well, kill him with the cannonball.
Shoot him.
And she hesitates,
Yeah,
and Luffy's like, you see, like you're shaking, like you're not ready, like you're not ready. And he's like, oh, what, to take a life easily? He's like, no, to risk your own life. I'm like, ooh,
You got him there.
Ooh, Luffy beat Goat.
Okay.
yeah, man, calling you out, like you're not.
Then
Like,
Nami,
if you're not about this
it
life, don't do
clicks.
this. Yeah,
It
Don't
clicked.
be here.
She was like, I'm not doing this. Yeah,
Nami-
yeet.
Yep.
Yeah, I just gotta go.
She actually stops the fuse with her bare hands.
Yeah.
And then Zoro comes to fight Buggy. Well, Buggy actually challenges him, and then that's probably his literal worst Devil Fruit matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides, maybe I would say Eneru just because it's a lightning. It's like he'll just channel it to the sword. Now,
Lightning rod.
I don't know if he
lightning
could
rod.
use hockey to defend himself later on now,
Honestly,
but like
yeah, it probably
those
still
are
would.
terrible matchups for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible.
Buggy was the worst, and then Inu was just, oh, got your ass. Your fucking literal lightning rod.
Mhm.
You're gonna get fucked all day. Like, you just neutered his ass. But,
So
but the
then-
Buggy ball was kind of gruesome back then. It felt like them shits had some damage on them. They were fucking up houses just.
Yeah,
after
they
that.
would. They just ran through the town, like just.
I was like, wait, okay, shit. He got a
through those
little
houses
power
with
on him.
ease, like gone, blown away.
Like he was just doing mini Kamehameha. Just
What had me
wiping
weak
out
was
rock, bruh.
the cannonball fuse was still lit, and Luffy's like, oh shit.
Oh no.
He's trying to get out.
Yeah, he was really about to get blasted by that shit too.
Yep.
That shit would have skinned his ass.
Nami also says that pirates stole the life of someone who is precious to him.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you kind of understand, like
yeah.
where she's coming from. So, so now we get the mayor. Oh, fuck his name, Boodle.
Yeah, I forgot.
And
his
Shoo
name.
Shoo,
He
the
tries to
dog.
defend his town. Yeah, oh, Shoo Shoo.
Shoo Shoo defending the
Reinforced master.
yeah,
His
he lost his
shot.
master or his owner,
Mhm.
defending the town. After Zoro kind of lost to Buggy ish, he takes take Luffy and go away, goes to sleep inside the house. Then Beast Tamer Moji and they come through with Kabaji, right? Kabaji and Beast Tamer Moji. No, Beast Tamer Moji
The
and
one with the
Richie.
big cat?
Yeah, when Richie comes, frees Luffy, hits him, they think he's dead. Of course, he's not. He comes back. They burn down the place after
Yep.
having the backstory with knowing that Shoo Shoo's
The dog.
master had passed away and he was defending it because that's his treasure. And Luffy claps him too. Stretches, but it was like a mean punch. Like he stretched it, he got him, and just punched him straight into the ground. That was it.
Just
Then he took he did that spinning hammer attack, like spin him around.
Oh
Done.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
over for you.
rap.
Yeah, like go.
Fucking
And I think
bottle.
around that time, seeing Luffy, the way he reacted to things, Nami's view on piracy is starting to slowly shift. If you
Starting to
take it in,
change.
because he's like from the moment, like even like his hat and like the way he acts, like maybe he's not so bad. And I like Buddha. Buddha was a good mayor. Like what?
She
I'm
makes
about
it.
to- I'm about
He
to fight
makes
for the town.
Yeah, he
I'm about
makes
to
it
fuck
not
all these dudes
generalized.
up. Who wants smoke, bro? Who want it? Like when Nami started to soften up around it, I like that. It's not all black and white. I can't just blow off all of it.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this.
So they go to fight the Buggy crew, the confrontation, and then
Yeah.
Buggy's like, "I'll just shoot you with my cannonball." And Luffy was like, "Nah, Fusen. Come with no Fusen balloon."
Gotcha. Ooh, and then it just bounces back. Oh no!
Yep. And Buggy and Kabaji used like Richie and stuff to like block it. So like they're fine, but they use their own people to block it. And I think one of the things here you get to see is one of the things that most crews don't have, and that's like unity, where it's like it's like, oh, you lost because you're weak, and like their crew is not tight knit the way the Straw Hats end up becoming. So that's like I get it, they're pirates, but you need that Nakama power up. You need that friendship, son.
Yeah, you need that bond. That group bond.
Yeah.
You got to be a
So-
unit. You a little Navy ship.
Yeah. Luffy knocks out the mayor, the chief, Budo, and then they start the fight. Kabaji and Zoro have their fight. When
Kabaji was
Zoro would have
fucking
beat
him
him
up.
so easily, but it's
Yeah.
just the fact that
That
Zoro's still
wound.
wounded from the
Yeah.
stab wound from Buggy, and he keeps kicking it.
Just
Mhm.
And
keep
then remember the
picking
part
up,
where Zoro
picking
just
up.
cuts to himself, like, you know what? Fuck,
Yeah.
you want to keep hitting it? Here you go,
Just
I'll do
keep
it for
hitting,
you.
bro.
This
Easy.
Oh,
is the point where I'm like, Zoro, he might be the goat. Like,
He the goat, bro. Like he
the
he
signs
was
are there.
already showing himself. But it was
The
like,
signs
ooh,
are there. Like this guy might be
okay now.
So he
Might be a
beats
little
him,
too raw, bro.
Onigiri. Yeah, like that was really hard.
Classic.
He's a weird
Uh,
human, yo. He's a weird human
He
still.
is, bro. He's
Yeah.
not a normal man. That is no.
Shanks
There's no
and Buggy,
mortal.
we get the connection between those two at
Yep.
that point. Because
That was
he's like,
early
your
for
straw
Saga.
hat reminds me of somebody. He's like, oh, you know Shanks? He's like, oh, fucking hate that dude. And then
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I think with that
Fucking
backstory,
hate-
like they dropped in us pretty early.
It's so funny how he hates him. I never get that. He's like you never really had any beef with him. I guess it's because of the devil fruit things. Like, hey, what's up, man?
Like they argued a lot, like North Pole, no,
Yeah.
South Pole. Like, but like
It felt like just a
there was
friend.
no
friend
real smoke. Like
yeah,
No, no.
not at all.
But I
feel
always
like
thought
it's
that it
just
was
a
funny that
friend.
like even back then he was also a clown. Like
Yeah,
this is never not a clown. He's just a bad all around character. Like,
just
Or
a
fucking-
clown.
like you're just not a nice person, like in general, and you don't
Yeah.
get better with age. Like,
he was pulling scummy shit even back then.
yo,
As a
that's
fucking
what I'm saying,
teen,
right?
bro.
So,
It's like,
what is
oh, I'm
all
gonna
this?
steal this fruit and I'm gonna sell it and make my own crew.
That guy was
God.
full of bullshit. And why did your accent become exactly like his? You're freaking me out.
Oh man. Gotta get
and
my
then
own
we
crew.
actually in the 19th chapter, it's actually the first time we see Rayleigh. It's actually
yeah.
before they
Yeah, 'cause
really
they
dropped
showed
us.
him
But
at, like,
yeah,
the
you see
premiere.
him. He's there.
Yeah, you see him because like you never
Rayleigh's
knew
in
that.
chapter 19, bro.
Yep.
Which is pretty crazy. But yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
never knew.
Luffy and that gang, they win. You know, Buggy was no real threat to Luffy, to be
Luffy?
honest.
No.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like
So-
aside from the knives, but like outside of that.
yeah, but it's one of those
Yeah.
things where it's like I find that most of all of his opponents here,
Mhm.
up until Lockdown, he's stronger than them all, but he has something to overcome. So with like Buggy, it's his ability, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yep.
a couple of subtle things. Like
So,
one,
yeah, but he was already inherently more powerful than Buggy, anyways.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so funny how he like tickles his foot, blah blah. He tries to get Nami, and then Nami ties up his parts, and he just sends him flying off the island, which would actually come into play later if you like. I don't think we need to cover it because like I think I'll do that in a separate video. But obviously, Buggy has a side story, the cover story where he's trying to find all of his missing parts and become whole again. And kind of where he runs into Alvida when she kind of eats the I can't remember the
Slim fruit.
yeah, something fruit and whatever.
Yes,
And then she gets that, you know what I'm saying? The glow up.
Ooh.
I mean,
So, yeah.
technically, she was always that attractive. It's just she was way beefy. Like that's all. Like it was just she had it in her, but she just didn't want to be like that.
That's how Ken likes him, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, Ken.
That's what Candy.
That's that tier
Telling
list.
me, bro.
That's that tier list, eh?
Whoa.
Yeah,
I was
bro.
hacked.
The
So what's your favorite
man.
what's your favorite moment in this arc here? Chapter from the 8th chapter to 21st chapter.
My favorite moment is Luffy and Shushu when he learns the story behind the little dog. I don't even like animals like that, but I like this little story.
We
Of the
know.
dog. He's endearing for his master. The dog say, "Hey, I'm gonna rep my set, but don't come near my shop." He just,
Alright.
I like that. I like that part. It's wonderful. It's cool. So what were you guys favorite?
Mugen.
I'm leaning towards the dog too. That shit was fine.
Nope.
Alan.
For me, I don't think I have a like specific favorite part. I just like the interaction that's kind of going on between like the three crew members at this point. Right? Because like convincing Nami to like come with them despite the fact that she's really against pirates, that was really sweet. Like and I mean it takes some time and it takes a lot of warming up here and there because of the conflict that's going on. But like that's what I enjoyed. It's the interaction that they got going on. They have a good dynamic.
I actually agree with you. Like I think one thing that a lot of these longer running shonen lose as it gets like later on is the humor. Where like One Piece was so funny. Like it's so funny, and like it's not to say it's not funny. It's just that because they're getting more serious, I feel like he doesn't have a lot of time to focus on the humor too often. Like it's still funny a lot, but I feel like the earlier portion of the story are much funnier than the later half.
You don't get the chance to like gag. Niggas like how you remember how like Luffy just fought Inaru and like Inaru was like, okay, lightning bolt. And Luffy's like, You doing some shit?
Yeah.
Let me wipe that off. Like I used to love how like Luffy would gag certain villains some way. It's like they're just super serious and then like they just try something on them. Like they're just shocked. Their
Yeah.
faces just come like that face of Inu is just fucking classic, bro.
Yeah,
Where his
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
jaw just drops.
Even
Oh, shit, my
Amazing
attack-
World of Gumball used it in an episode.
Yeah, bro. Like that. That's a classic face right there.
For
I
me,
miss
it's
some of those little gags.
there's an exchange with Luffy and Buggy
Mm-hmm.
where he's like, oh, like, you know about Shanks? And he's like, maybe I do, maybe I don't. He's like, so are you an idiot? Do you not know? Like, no, it's like I'm not gonna tell
Yeah,
you for free. Like,
tell
like
you, fool.
like the fact that you have Luffy calling you an
You're
idiot.
an idiot.
Like,
That's
it's like,
fingering enough.
That's
like,
embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing.
you can't have him. You can't have him calling you that, right? So, probably my favorite moment. And I like the send off with the mayor where he's like, you know, you damn kids, like, you know, thank you for being in the town. That was good. Like, I think he ends off these arcs really well.
Mhm.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's it. That's Orange Town. Oh shit! I almost forgot. Fuck. Go back to Romance Dawn. Go back.
Oh, am I Stone?
What's
what's
her score out of 10? I forgot.
Oh,
All right, Romance Dawn. Romance Dawn. I'm giving it a 7, 10. 7, 8, 10.
All right, so 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5.
7, 8, 10.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
ranging it through like 7, 8 out of 10.
These numbers, the numbers we're
10.
giving it right now, like that's
For
based
the
on
arc. For the arc, and what I'm gonna do is obviously give our score, our overall score, like, you know, the mean will
Yeah.
be the score for the saga.
Basically.
The
Oh,
average.
no, but like I meant like within the context of the story, like and this entire like saga, like are we ranking it based on that or just like the arc itself?
Just like as a self-contained arc. So Romance Dawn,
yeah.
those 7 chapters.
By itself. Yeah.
Okay.
Exclude, like, try not to think about what it sets up. You can. I'm not gonna stop you, but like just take it for what it is. So Romance Dawn. So Ken, you're giving it a
Yeah, I'm giving like a 7.5. 7.
all right, 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Stan.
I can give it about a 6.
Shit. All right.
Let's jump.
Mugen. Shuffle.
7. Yeah, 7.
All right.
Just
And Orange Town, the buggy stuff.
7. 7.
Which
We just talked about.
Yeah, the one we just talked about, Orange Town.
no, I'm thinking.
I'll give it an 8.
I can also give that about a 7. 7 is okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Mugen.
No Dansha.
Don't ever do that again.
No
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Now we on to that. Yes.
Syrup Village.
Maple syrup.
The 22nd chapter to the 41st one.
Long nose.
Do we want to talk about Gaimon, the nigga in the box? I want to skip that.
No, we don't talk about that nigga. He had to do it in the beginning, though.
You want to just skip that? You want to just skip that?
Let's just.
He was really in the chest.
If we
What
could
are
just
you
pass that
doing
over
there?
to Mario.
Big old feet, big ass head, and the chest.
What's a goofy, bro?
They already put a coon in a box.
But I mean, like,
Oh my God.
but I mean, like this particular arc is the most goofy, like out of all the ones that have happened so far, right? So
I can give you that.
I love this arc. I actually love this arc. I love this.
that's what it is. Like they went back to the comedy. Like they had a lot of serious fights earlier, and so now it's a
Mhm.
much more like lighthearted, right?
Yeah.
It was some
So
serious stuff.
we get introduced to the god. God Usopp.
Hey,
Usopp
Zoro.
land.
Hey, Zoro.
Soke Kingu. All right.
I love Usopp, bro.
The boy who cried wolf, obviously, and
Yeah, he's just going through
also
the
based off
pirates
Which
Pinocchio.
is a shout out to American. Folktale.
Give me pop, bro. I love you.
running through the village. The pirates are coming. The pirates are coming, and they don't. You know what I'm
Running
saying?
to the village
They
with my
don't believe
woes.
they all
The
chasing
pirates
us.
are
It's like a little tradition for them, you know. He just comes through talking about the pirates are coming, and they just go and chase
Yep.
them off.
Yeah,
You know,
and then
that's their little thing for their boring little.
we meet Cloudor, aka Captain Kuro.
Oh fuck!
Hey, my
He was a
guy,
decent
Captain
guy. He was a cool villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like him. I think he's kind of
He's a dickhead,
You know,
yeah.
forget about him.
So They come
He
to
was
town and they're like 3 kids. I remember the name. Sorry, the 3 kids are like I have no idea.
Tamanagi, Ninja, and He-Man. I'm probably saying the names wrong,
Could
but I remember something like that.
couldn't give
Ninja,
2
and
fucks about their
He-Man.
name, but
Yeah, but I like
they like, oh my god, pirates, like for real, and like the goal, like it's just 3. Be like, all right, let's go. Like you're just 3 of them,
yeah,
and
just
then
3
obviously
kids.
he has his very famous lie: I have this many men.
Yeah.
No, he's like, no, you don't.
I have
Damn
50,000
it!
men. No, you don't. He's like, oh my god, he has 50,000 men, and Luffy's just like, he's just so amazed.
Right?
He's
Yeah.
amazed. Bro. I love him.
Yo,
You don't have
so
no
gullible,
50,000
so
soldiers,
gullible.
boy. Yeah, he's like, you do? Yeah, just childlike amazement and everything, and I love it.
They go to eat, and then they obviously Usopp went to go tell his stories after Kaya, right? His lies, which are very interestingly, if you don't know this,
Yep.
every single one of Usopp's lies actually ends up becoming true to some degree
Which I
during the
love.
adventure.
Yeah.
It just gives validity to what he's saying. So like any story you've heard him tell Kaya is a possibility. It's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Oda just so good at that. I don't know, man. That guy's mind is something else. I like the part where the kids come to Zoro, like, where's our master? He's like, we ate him.
Like just playing with the kids.
So Luffy wants a ship, and he has no manners. So he just pulls the guy's mansion and goes, I want a ship.
Yeah,
Like, no.
Like, give me one. Give me a ship, lol. Just telling her what he wants, bro. Oh man,
Like,
just throwing his weight around.
Yeah, they have the little falling out with Usopp and Claudor. Like, you're just a filthy pirate.
Just a filthy little Mongol. Get away from my princess.
Yeah.
This is my bag, bro. I'm finna rob this little hoe. You don't even know it. Hey, back up.
That man was cunning, yo. Cunning.
He really was. He played that off. He said,
So
I've
fucking
been
crafty,
waiting
bro.
for this too many
You
years,
get
bro.
introduced to Michael I'm sorry,
Michael
Michael Jackson, bro.
He really came to this moonwalking like, huh? Who are you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
yo.
Hypnotist, the hypnotist. I forgot about him.
I forgot about that.
3.
Yo, how can you forget him? Those heart-shaped glasses?
Yeah, those heart-shaped glasses.
That's just so iconic.
Now that he said that shit, I was like, holy shit, I forgot about it, dude.
I can't believe I forgot about it. I remember the Meal Band brothers though. I remember those fucking.
We'll get to them. So yeah, he hypnotizes people, but it works on himself too. We're not paying attention.
Yeah, that's the thing. He has the glasses and it's like, ooh.
So remember through the conversation that Usopp had with Claudor, aka Captain Kuro, Luffy finally recognizes why he recognizes him, and he's like, "Yo, you're Yasop's kid, aren't you?" And then get another connection back to the red hair pirates.
Yep, thanks.
Yasop being Usopp's dad, sharpshooter. You know what I'm saying? Which was dope. Like that.
Sniper.
Yeah. And while they're having that convo, they overhear the assassination plan of Django and Kuro.
Oh yeah.
So Luffy's just like, I won't let you kill her. I won't let you kill her.
He just overhears and
Bear announced.
He overheard.
No time wasted.
Yeah. Like, no. And after he there's the hypnosis on Luffy, and he falls for it. He falls off. I think he's dead. I think he breaks his neck, but he's just asleep.
Nope. He's just rubber.
And Kuro's like, "Don't worry, no one's gonna believe him anyways." And then just let him run off.
He's just a liar, bro.
Tries to ruin the village, and like, second time today, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Man, bro, we already did the drill, bro. The drill is already done, but we don't want to hear that. Like, bro, it's like, hey, man, we already came through here. Shut that shit up.
Shut it down. We don't want to hear it.
We'll do this again tomorrow, bro. Tell us tomorrow. We done right now.
Yeah. So obviously that didn't go well, and he goes to Kaya, like, yo, like for real, like he's a pirate, like I'm not joking, and they didn't believe him. Yeah, she slaps him. They shoot at him. He runs away, and then that's all.
Yeah.
Luffy and them agree to help him. Like, we're not gonna throw away our life over pity. We're throwing away our life because we think what you're fighting for is worth fighting for. So they wait. We're at the wrong damn shore.
Yep.
Usopp
On the other side. Oh man.
Remember they made the oil slick, and now he pushes Zoro down on it. Luffy leaves first, but he doesn't know which way north is, so he just left first. So Usopp and Nami are the first to arrive, and they're just not ready.
No, they are not.
One thing that I hate, bro. Like, I'm gonna need you to get like your daddy Usopp. You need to go get you a heater. Fuck that slingshot. You need to get you some sea
Well,
stone
no,
bullets.
you don't fuck with the new ones though, like the
Mm.
pop green and kabuto
And
and stuff.
hot green eye, but he needs some sea stone or something. Like this ain't it.
Need some
Like
bullets.
the daddy.
Yeah.
It's getting better,
I feel like people don't use sea stone as bullets often because I feel like it's a waste of sea stone.
Yeah.
Personally, it's like might as well make it a
Yeah.
weapon or use it to like subdue them than like waste a bullet. But I get it. I would still have a sea stone gun on me though.
Like
No, but I'm saying that the only time
cow
that you
trap-
can really use sea stone is to stop another devil fruit like abilities, right? But I feel like everybody in the new world anyway has their hockey and they can just give like do armament
But-
on their bullets. So.
But for
That's
a
true.
guy like Usopp, I think he should, at least carry something like that. Not sure that should be his main sort of weapon, but I think he should at least carry something like that for devil fruit users. He basically prep time. Usopp basically Batman when it comes to prep time.
That's
bro.
basically Batman.
Hey, bro. Hey, we saw what he did against that fight against Luffy, bro. We'll get to that later, but
I mean,
we know.
just imagine if Batman was this much of a clown though. Like, what would that should be like? Yeah.
Hey, can't be Batman. Go, bro. Ain't nothing
That's
like
wild.
Batman.
That's wild.
Yeah, but they're trying to hold off those fucking guys from coming in. Got to form the blockades.
Yeah,
This
so
shit's
it's not going well. No, what do they call it? Caltrops? The little.
Oh yeah, Caltrops. Yeah, those fights, Caltrops.
She throws something behind him like a moron too, and then after the guy comes and hammers Usopp in the head. And one thing you have to say about Usopp is the man could take some punishment, bro.
He's a durable man. He is
Durability.
he takes some hits, bro. Like
he's
he's kind of the weakest out of the crew. Like he doesn't have like wild hockey or double fruit ability, and he's been just.
But he takes
take
damage. He can take a punch, man. Yeah.
Ooh,
More durability than Zoro.
So yeah, he gets hammered in the head, and obviously when they're about to leave, Zoro finally arrives, and like, you didn't tell me which way north was, and like, you just dipped, bro. Like, I didn't have a chance to tell you.
Yeah, bro, I got lost.
Zoro was like, bitch, you threw me down the damn oil slick. You're like, but it's like like it has to be one of us. Like, so why wouldn't I go? I'm stronger,
Right?
So yeah, it's just not going well, obviously. So the Nyamban brothers, Sham and Bucci, they come through.
Fuck
Bucci.
shit up.
Right?
Yeah. I think
Because-
they were fighting Zoro. I think it was Zoro and somebody else. Well, it was Zoro.
Zoro was fighting both of
He
them.
was fighting both of them.
Yeah.
And then one of them buffed up off or something after Zoro clipped the last guy. He was having trouble with those guys for a minute. I remember.
Well, they took it. Well, remember they took his blades.
Yeah.
So he only had one sword style. And this is before he started to really train himself
Yeah.
without one sword. Like he needed at least two.
He needed two to be efficient. He
Yeah.
needed two to be really at
And
his game.
I remember at this point too, Luffy when after I think if I remember correctly, Django uses the buff ability
He
on
used the hypnotism. He
on them,
hypnotized him and makes him
but
stronger.
it works on Luffy too, and he goes ape shit.
Yep.
He runs to the ship, takes off the mast or whatever the front part of the ship is, whatever the head part, and then he's gonna hit them with it. Then Django puts him to sleep, so it falls on him, and he thinks he's dead again.
Yep. He's not.
So yeah, and when Nami throws the swords back to him, easy work, nothing serious. Kuro appears. Oh no!
Oh
Kuro.
man.
What the hell? Let's get it on!
Kuro was fast with that cat paw shit, man. Once he really just turned up, he was supersonic. He was speed blitzing.
Yeah.
He might couldn't control it, but hey, if you get hit with that shit, that's like you basically fucked, homeboy.
And for anyone under who doesn't know, the fuck is it called again? Shak. I can't remember what it's called right now. Right?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember the name right now. But
what did he do?
it's just as fast as Soru
Yeah.
in terms of speed,
Mm-hmm.
but Kuro can't see where he's going or what he's attacking.
It's just a bullet bouncing off of fucking wall. Just woo, 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 woo,
That's
in a contained space.
I think it's called Shakushi. I can't remember, but yeah. So,
Something like that.
anyways, Kuro comes now. Now he steps on Luffy, wakes him up after Usopp's like trying to save the village and laughing at him.
Yeah.
Zoro's like, all right, I'll take him and go. By the way, he beat Bucci by this part because Bucci trash. And then
Garbage. Big
and then
garbage.
Kuro's like, who said you can go? And Luffy's like, I did. After they go.
Mhm.
So now Luffy and Kuro start scrapping. I actually like this fight a lot.
Oh man, yeah, this was a good fight.
It's not long.
I thought
I like it.
reanimated. Yes, it's a good little fight. To be honest.
Cause I feel like at that point, yeah, he exploits Luffy's weakness of when his arm is elongated,
Yeah, he can cut.
It's vulnerable. So he stands on it, runs on it, and kicks him in the face. I'm like, damn.
Oh yeah, he was raw. I was like, woo. Yeah, Luke, you can't just really fuck around with this guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Kuro never missed a leg day, so
Yeah,
he
he was on it, bro. He blitzing you. He gonna sprint up on you, bro.
He was in his bag. So I like the part where now when Mary, remember Kuro attacks Mary in the house when he gets the new gift from Kaya, the glasses.
Fuck
and
glasses.
Yeah, and Mary tells her the truth that when Kaya confronts him, he psychologically attacks her by saying, "Yo, I hated every single moment of having to cater to you.
I had to
Like
sit
every
here and just
moment.
pull up this facade.
Trash.
I'm fucking tired of just waiting so I
don't
could
like
kill your
you.
stupid ass so I could get your money." Like he just broke it down.
Yeah.
He just knew how to play it off.
And then you get the flashback with him with his retirement, and notice that one of the Marines there is actually Captain Hannix Morgan, and his jaw's broken, which is when we later see him, he has a little metal part there, a little metal operation around his mouth.
Mandible. Yeah, he has a metal mandible on his jaw.
Yeah, so obviously they end up defeating them. At one point, Kuro uses I think what's the English version called? Out of the bag attack? Is that what they called it? The English version?
Something like that. Because I didn't watch this up, but I forget the specific attack.
Right, and Luffy was able to kind of do it, hit him, and then he grabbed him and just gave him that gum bell, just stretched his head all the way back and knocked him the hell out.
Oh yeah, that headbutt. Forgot about that.
Zoro
the
cuts
Shikushi. The Shikushi is what he does with the blitz thing. That's what it was. You were right.
And then obviously Zoro cuts the tree out of the way. Usopp hits him with the exploding star. Kaboom!
Bow, bow.
Michael Jackson. I mean, Django was down for the count, and then that's the end of the Kuro Pirates.
Yeah. Yep. You know, he says his goodbyes. Usopp says his goodbyes, and he's going off to the.
I really like the way he disbands the crew. Like, what are your dreams? Go achieve it. I want to be a writer. I want to be a carpenter.
Bro. You know, like he's not. I love how Usopp did that. You know,
good dude, man. He really like took care of those kids though. If you think about it, like
those little guys.
He took care of those kids.
I want y'all to put y'all mind to what y'all gonna do, and I want y'all to go do it. That is my last, wish to you as a captain. You know, that's a wonderful way.
And my favorite part about the way the arc ends is when Mary is talking about Usopp's mom, and the reason why he would lie was like in hopes that his dad would come back from the sea to help them. Hey, because like Mad's here to save us, blah blah. But you're like, no, like your dad's not coming back. You know what I'm saying? And him and Kaya, and then Kaya lies to him about him, not wanting him to stay, blah blah. So she's like, telling a lie can be a good thing. And then they sail off. Like, I'm the captain. Like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. And that's a village.
Yeah, I like how Usopp isn't bitter. Such to say when characters are in this position, they're like, man, fuck my pops, don't fuck with that nigga.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he just left me here in this situation, but I guess
he's actually quite proud of him.
For that freedom, yeah, he's proud of what his father's done. That he has the freedom, to go out and just go on these great adventures. Like in other situations where we would have had an edgelord here, we would have said, man, fuck that nigga, bro.
I want to sail the sea to defeat my father.
I want to kill him, bro. I want to kill him.
Right? All right, so who's MVP of this arc? Character-wise,
Usopp was my MVP. Yeah, that was my MVP.
Why would you say that? I don't disagree with you, but why?
I like how Usopp was in this. Like we first see him get introduced. They lay down the basis for his character. I love how he just wrapped up and he stepped up to the plate. This is the first. This is where we start to see that that evidence of like where Usopp is a coward, but when it comes down to it, he'll get the job done. He'll get the job done. He can stand tall in the face of adversity.
Yeah, he has balls when it's needed.
Yeah, when it's crunch time, he ready to get down.
You got that gat here.
Hey, got that heat on deck. Popping bitch.
I think I can guess yours. Is yours Kuro?
Yeah. Mine's actually
was good too. What do
you think about Kuro?
Because the thing is that when I first saw him, he didn't even come off that like, okay, this guy's the villain. Like, I mean, he was a dick to Usopp, right? But it wasn't obvious that okay, this guy's the actual big bad in this situation.
I
So
agree with you.
when he finally revealed who he was, I'm just like, oh my god, you're one of my people. You're also a snake. Like you and I can be friends. Like,
Well, we really both some dogs.
I mean, it helped too that like he has such a like his combat style to me was also really exciting, right? Because he's just fast, right, compared to everybody else.
The cat claws were really dope. What's up, Wingy?
Yo, like even the way that he pushed up his glasses is unique, right?
But
so
like the part, like it was a character. Like it was just his specific thing. Like he's so used to like using that combat style. Like he even did it even when it was like a habit of his. Like he talks about it.
He would adjust his glasses in a certain way that his claws would never scratch his own face. But even though he's been docile for 3 years, he never lost that habit.
He never lost that instinct. Like he uses like the palm of his hands. Like I just still got it in me.
That's what it is, yo. He's cultured, yo. He comes off cultured. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All
right. Who's your MVP, Mugen?
What happened?
Who's your MVP of the arc?
Usopp, of course.
Yeah, that's fair. Mine is going to be Kaya. I like Kaya. I thought I like Kaya's little kind of growth there. Like, you know, I can't just stay here and be sickly. I want to be a doctor, which is interesting because she's very sick.
That is really cool.
I kind of like I liked her little character arc there from just being Teehee Usopp tell me stories. Oh my god, did what? A goldfish? Really?
Wow.
You gotta put your nose in the water.
All these big fishies. Oh, wow.
When he said he gave his MVP to Kuro, that's fair. Yeah. I like Kuro. I have no problem with him. I just thought he was a bitch nigga because he didn't want to be a part no more.
Oh yeah, man. I don't want to be no part no more. I got tired of Marines beating my ass. Fuck that shit.
I'm tired of being chased by a Marine. I don't want to be a pirate no more, right?
These niggas all on my ass, bro. That boy was no smoke, though. Somebody got him his ass.
So, Ken, score for Syrup Village?
I rate this at 8. I really like this arc. You know, it's solid. It's a solid arc. It's 8 for me.
I'm gonna give it 8. Alan.
Bala bala.
All right. Nice talk. Mugen?
I give it 8.
Wingy, what's your score? I know you can hear me. What's your score? So Alan. No, but he's in the chat.
Oh, okay. Hey.
He said it. He's talking about Kuro. He said his entire character is unique. The last time I've seen a guy with cat claws, that was Waldo from Soul Calibur. I guess Alan's score is pending. Away from him. All right, so we can move on to Baratie.
Yes.
Baratie.
Chapter 42 to chapter 68.
I like that article.
Yes, I'm quite a fan. Alan, you back? Was that you?
That's when the god comes out.
Did you give it 7.5 out of 10?
Oh shoot, sorry, my bad. I'm here.
What's your score for Baratie? What's your score for Syrup Village?
Oh, I said 8. 8.
Okay. Well, I'll give it 8.
Strong.
Nice. So Wingy gave it a 7.5. That's pretty good. So now we're on Baratie. Starting off with a scene that I don't know if I think I give this scene way more credit than it deserves. But Johnny and Yosaku, right?
Yep.
We meet them, and Yosaku has scurvy. And one of the main reasons we need a chef is so that they can get the proper diet and vitamins and such, so they don't contract these type of diseases on sea, which is why I'm always adamant about Sanji's role as a ref. Wow. Chef being very
brain fart.
Really important.
People don't see that shit like.
Yeah, like
pirates,
this is important, you know.
I know that's not like supposed to be realistic, but pirates back in the day could get a lot of diseases from the sea.
Yeah. Like you need to be eating healthy, you know. You need a good intake. You need to know what you're intaking to make sure you're balanced out there on the sea, bro. But like Sanji is really important because he's a good chef. You know, he's gonna make sure everything he's bringing you is good. You know, like if he's serving you puffer fish, that shit gonna be elite. You ain't gonna have no quills. You ain't gonna get poisoned. You know, you know what you're eating is safe and probably good for you. Shit.
So we meet what's his name? Lieutenant Fullbody.
Lieutenant Fullbody. Oh yeah,
he's like, who are these guys? I don't know them. Oh, I'm not gonna sink you because I'm off duty. But he's like, actually shoot them anyways. And then Luffy's like, nah, bro. Fusen, but he redirects it poorly and it hits Baratie, right?
fucking nigga said, "What the fuck? Who
It
fucked up
actually
my
gets
shit?"
Zeph. Zeph's like, bitch.
Bro, what the fuck? Hey, somebody gotta pay for this.
Yeah.
What else I gotta beat, bro?
He's like, you gotta work here for at least a year. We was like
Mhm,
1
bro, you
week.
gotta- Bro, I can't do a year, bro.
I'll
One
give you a
big
week.
homie.
Give you a week, bro.
Hey
I'll
man,
give
if
you a
you
week.
beat his ass, I'll give you a week.
Yeah. Sanji kind of sunned Full Body when he's like, he had sneakily told somebody like, yo, get me this wine so I can impress her. Oh, is this wine from South Blue
Like, nah, bro,
1974?
that's the wrong wine, bro. He just holds that nigga in front of his lady, bro. Made that nigga look like a bitch.
Yo, then he put
So I say, oh,
the bug in the soup. He's like, so you
yeah.
feeding me bug soup? He's like, I ain't an expert on bugs, and everyone starts laughing, even the date he is. So he breaks the table, and Sanji does not like when you waste food. Obviously, we don't know why was so adamant about that at the time because we haven't seen backstory yet. But he claps his cheeks.
You don't disrespect my food in this house, boy. I love how the chef is. I love how
All of them are like Patty. Like Patty's
all
funny
of them
too.
violent,
They're
bro.
all
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
They're all
He's
cool
like
characters.
in the mirror, like, "How are you, you bastard?" Like practicing, like how to like
Man.
greet the customers and shit. But like they're
Look at
all
this shit,
rude.
dude.
Yeah.
They're all just rude. Cooks just beating the asses if you try to boss up, bro.
So
But it
while
makes sense why you need a ship. Like
Pirate cooks.
yeah.
Bro.
you got
So while
pirates
it's
coming.
happening, Zeph kicks Luffy through the ceiling. He breaks down, and after he's like, "Damn it, Sanji." Then after he's like, "Hi," like the owner's here. Like he's like, "You're still here," and he kicks Full Body too. Like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of your bitches, bro. Like
Yeah,
I
man.
love how like the niggas, that they're their own little gang, bro. Bauer TA got their own little gang. They say, we gonna feed you if you come through, but don't come in with that bullshit. It's like a club. Hey,
Yep.
don't come in fucking up the function. You come in, you gonna have a good time. We gonna feed you well, but don't come in with all that noise. We gonna hush that down.
We'll come in
All
I
acting
love how
like
they're just a violent gang of cooks, bro. Just a violent little gang of cooks that's
Now,
gonna feed you good.
chapter 44 is the most important chapter of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
It is the first sighting of the one and only Panda Man. Okay? Panda Man is in the 44th chapter. Just in the background chilling. For those who don't know, just a gag character that Oda just puts in there and he slips in the background as like a kind of like a Waldo, like where's Waldo guy, right?
Yeah.
He has his own story, his own crew, and his own like little like love affair with Panda Woman and stuff. But like I love finding Panda Man. Like it just gives me joy when I find him. I have a very hard time finding him in the colorless manga, but in the colored version, I can always find him.
Yeah, you just pop him out. It's like, hey, look at him. He's just over there doing his own little thing.
So yeah,
it's a nice little guy.
Goat, right? So now Lieutenant Full Body had one of Don Creek's member on the ship, Geen. So Geen rolls through saying, "Feed me now. I have no money." And Patty's like, "Yeah, you broke." Slams him into the table. Fuck out of here.
Broke ass nigga out of here, but that's the funniest shit ever, bro. Hey man, get this broke ass nigga out of here. You ain't got no money. We don't feed broke niggas around here. That shit just kills me, bro. Get him out of here. and then like Sanjay, hey man, he feed everybody, bro. Let me get you some good food, like.
And at the time, it seems really irrational. Like, why would you feed this guy? Right?
You feeding this broke ass dude, like Stormy,
It's not even that. It's because remember, like the people are like, bro, he's from Don Krieg's crew. Like Don Krieg is the ruler of East Blue, blah blah. Don Krieg's like history. They talk about his history a little bit, like how he started off as a Marine, he betrayed them and took the Marine ship, and that's like his history as a pirate, and he'll do anything by any means to win.
Mm-hmm. Like you feeding a nigga who's part of a fiend's crew, but like you feeding a dangerous dude right now.
Yeah,
that hospitality might be a little bit undeserved. He don't deserve that.
So Luffy's impressed by this. He's like, join my crew. He's like, no. He's like, I refuse your refusal.
I don't care what you're talking about. You joining my crew, big homie.
That's not optional.
Fuck all that noise, bro. You on my crew. I fucking love how Luffy just forced him like, hey man, I want you on my crew. Like, man, I don't know about that. Nah, bro.
We're friends now. You get no choices.
Yeah. He does that with Law later on.
So I like when Zoro and Sanji and Usopp pull up and Zoro's making fun of him, like, now you're a Choi boy, like, and then Luffy picks his nose and puts the booger in Zoro's drink. Thinking you didn't see it, but Zoro makes him drink the booger.
Oh, that was so disgusting, bro. I was like, oh, you fiend, bro. I would have to slice him up on the spot.
And meanwhile, Luffy just being the worst, like chef, like I don't know,
Anybody
employee
in the
ever.
kitchen.
He's breaking stuff. He's not doing anything.
Not
It
washing
comes to
them
a point where
dishes, bro.
he's just chilling, and Sanji's like, "Bitch, what you like? You just drinking
Yeah.
tea?"
Exactly. Like, get up, you lazy bastard.
So Don Creed comes through now with Ging. Please feed
Oh,
me.
man. He fed me, Don Creed. You treated
Feed
me
me,
good.
master.
And
Feed,
then
massa.
feed him, and Don Krieg without any hesitation, zero. As soon as he's full, clotheslines this man. He didn't
I'm
even
like,
wait,
exactly,
leave.
bro.
He's like,
2
I'm full
seconds.
now. Just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no
I
hesitation.
run this shit now.
Mm. He's like, I need about 100 meals for 100 people. Do it. Like,
Just
no.
deboed everybody after the first meal, bro. I would have shot this man. Shoot him.
Yo,
He's actually a cop.
Patty does that. Patty pulls out
Yeah, Patty just
and shoots
fuck
him,
all that.
and after you see that he has the gold armor,
Yeah, the armor,
yep, I
something
remember that.
else,
he
bro.
is military might. He's just got a bunch of weaponry on him.
He got,
And
he
after
got
they
the
talk
heat, bro.
about the failure of him not being able to conquer or even really get anywhere in the Grand Line, they ran back.
Mhm.
Now
In a watch spot,
he had
eventually.
quite a fleet, which is really impressive if you think about it.
Yeah.
He had
And
he had a
still
lot of
couldn't get
people.
past it.
Yeah.
He had a big squad.
Yeah, he had a lot of
Not too
people.
many notable ones, but he had a decent set of guys.
But I mean,
He
in this
was
situation,
really unlucky. You really think about it.
Yeah, he just ran into the
He
wrong
ran into
guy.
Mihawk.
Yeah, he ran into the
Mihawk.
Who was
wrong dude,
bored?
bro.
A bored Mihawk. Out of all things, like, yo,
Like,
I'm
he's
just
like, man,
killing time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fuck with you guys.
I don't know
Like,
what
bro,
to do with myself.
that's
like,
that,
shit,
that's what I'm saying though. Like it's all about like quality. Just because you have a bunch of people doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting the W in any fight.
yeah,
And
you run
Luffy
into the
they
knife
point
guy.
that out at one point. And
Mhm.
after remember, Krieg says, if by admitting that, you're indirectly admitting that you're weak. Don't worry about it. The strong will win, right? So obviously they feed. Zeph actually feeds them. Like, here you go. And like at this point, I don't know about you guys. I remember reading like, this is so irrational. Why are you feeding these guys, right?
I'm gonna feed him, bro. Fuck it, we smoking him.
Yeah, like, why are you doing this? It's stop. Don't feed them.
Yeah, 'cause, then we get the backstory. And it's like, still though, I wouldn't have fed him. I still wouldn't have fed him.
You just saw what he did. Like,
Like,
why
bro,
are
this
you
man a
feeding
fiend,
this
dog.
Still.
You think I'm about to get his soldiers on food? Nah, none of that.
So yeah, that happens. It's a thing.
Mhm.
And then now he's just like, I'm taking the ship.
It's
I'm
hard,
like
man.
we didn't see this coming. And now I like how he recognizes Zeph. He's like, oh, you probably have a journal of your journeys throughout the Grand Line and such.
Some tips.
I'm
you know,
gonna
I could
need
use
you
that.
to hand that over to me. And he's like, and Zeph's like, nah.
You gonna have to run me them tips and tricks, big homie. I'm gonna need that.
It's gonna be a
Go
no
ahead and
for
pop me
me.
that notebook.
Yep. Yes, One Piece is popular.
Oh yes.
I know something as popular. I don't know. I'm Patriot. I don't know. I can't. I'm sorry. I only speak English and French. And weeaboo. So
That's how we
the
rock.
fight starts to kind of break out with them. You know, they're not really too afraid. Like, they're all, you know, they're seafaring cooks. They're about to fight life. So
Mhm.
that fight breaks out, and I like this part of it a lot. And while it's happening, Nami steals the ship. Actually, before that happens, sorry, Nami steals the ship. You find about
She
that,
did.
and before the fight
She
actually starts, somebody slices the ship in three.
Oh man.
Who could be on the horizon?
Oh, we got a swordsman coming through. Somebody about to get clapped up.
Kuina was alive the whole. I'm joking. It's Mihawk, right?
That's a Kuina was
Mihawk
alive.
himself. Bro.
Mihawk pulls up.
The goat.
Joel gets a hard on. He's like,
That kid is
I've been waiting to fight you my entire life. You're making me shit.
Zoro's like, Zoro's.
I've been waiting my whole life for him. I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Destroyed.
Easily defeated.
Like, bro, he just
Embarrassed.
mollywopped, bro. With a pocket
Man, use
knife,
a
bro.
kitchen knife, yo.
Bro, he hit you with a pocket knife, bro. That's some shit you use to, maybe cut a rope or something. Like,
Dude, he
that's
definitely uses that to
disrespect.
cut up some fruit, you know, when he's trying to have some tea, like on the side.
Just slice off a little bit.
He legitimately said, I'm sorry, I don't have anything smaller on me. Like
Yeah, bro.
he wanted to diss him even more than he already did.
Bro, he probably would have got a pin or something. Just the
Excuse
smallest way
me?
to get. Like, I might have to cut you up, dog.
Yeah,
That's
so that
disrespectful.
doesn't go for Zoro, but Zoro's conviction and ambition to be the best moves Mihawk.
Yeah.
He's like, why won't you take a step back? He's like, I feel like every promise, everything I made would be pointless. Like, yeah, this is defeat. You'll die.
Take that. Put
He's
one
like,
on my chest, bro.
I'd rather die. And he's
Yeah.
like, such conviction. Pulls it back up. He's like, what's your name, young man? Roronoa Zoro. Pulls out the black sword.
I like you.
Ooh, one of
Get
the most
these,
one of
that
the great
black
swords.
blades, bro. Ooh. All right.
Cut
Said
his
sword,
Sekai,
sword
and
takes one on his chest.
Yep, and he loses. But I remember when I first read this, I found it strange. Like, why didn't the sword in his mouth break? How did the only the one in his hands break? And obviously later on we find out that that's like one of the Wazamono swords, but at the time we don't know that. But like, I feel like all these little attention to details like that Oda does is just sick because it's like when you think about it, like there's a reason why it didn't just break.
Yep.
Obviously, he's like, shame us marks on the shame of the back of a swordsman, or like,
Put two on my
book,
chest, but that's the realest shit ever.
Luffy attacks him, just easily sidesteps him. I don't know.
He's like, hey, take your man's. He ain't dead yet. I ain't kill him. It'll be a waste for me to kill him.
Zoro has the only moment where he cries. He's like, I'll never lose
I'll
again.
Never lose again. Never lose again.
Is that okay with you, Pirate King? And after Mihawk had his fun and he dips.
Like, hey, I met me a nice guy today. I'm gonna go. I got me a little fun. I'll leave you bums alone.
Impressive. So yeah, Luffy's like, yo, if I take care of these guys, am I off the hook? Like, all right.
Yeah, we just
am I off the hook? All right.
Yeah.
I know I fucked up your shot, but if I beat their ass, you'll let me go.
They come in Sabagashira, the little like paddle boat with the cannon. Get Don Creek lifts it and tosses it, and Sanji kicks it. A display of both of their high levels of strength, like leg strength, and Don Creek is pretty strong because he like his battle axe is actually weighs a ton, and he was swinging like it was lightweight, right? So he's pretty powerful, especially by East Blue standards. This early in the story, right? So they start to go at it. Well, actually, before that, really, Pearl. Remember Pearl?
Pearl with he was the weird guy with like the shield.
Yes,
he wore like a Pearl bodysuit. And he shot. Did he shoot like a flash or like a beam or something?
He can ignite himself. So he wasn't. It wasn't going well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's because Luffy accidentally, by trying to dodge Don Krieg, hits his face into his own weapon, and he starts bleeding. And apparently, according to the crew, he had a defense mechanism from growing up in the jungle that he uses fire to scare away beasts. Mm-hmm. But yet Sanji's still fighting him. And he's like, "What's wrong with this guy? Isn't he scared of fire?" He's like, "I'm a cook."
Yeah, bro.
What kind of cook is scared of fire?
All day, bro.
And I was like, "Yo, that's raw." He's right.
Big facts.
Right. He's right. So, Geen takes Zeph hostage. So now Pearl's able to land attacks on them because he doesn't want him to, pull the trigger. And he's like, why? Like, why won't you give us the ship? Like, why? Like, it's an old man's treasure. And now we get the flashback, or part of Sanji's flashback, but a part of it, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason why we try to understand why they were so okay with feeding these guys is because they literally starved for months.
Yeah, like they were out there. Like that scene was just like
months.
Bro, they were just bro, they were malnutrition. You could see them, bro. They were skeletons. And just seeing fucking Zeph, like he tried to act like he had food over there, and like he didn't eat any longer than Sanji did. I was just heartbreaking that seeing him like that.
Yeah, man.
It was like I can understand why they would never want anybody to experience that type of hunger because they were out there for months just barely clinging to life.
Actually, that backstory to me, I think, was one of the biggest ones too because it's just like, oh shit, like you actually feel way bad for them, and actually, I think it's at that point too that you really notice that like the cartooniness of Oda's drawings, like it really softens like the effect of like how serious the situation is, right?
I always say his art style is a veil in a sense where it helps the comedic art style and artistry helps to hide how dark it can be if you're taking it in. And obviously, Zeph gives Sanji all the food and he eats his own leg, effectively ending his career as a pirate.
Yep.
And I thought that was a powerful moment. Like I was like,
one thing.
word with you.
one thing that I like is how Oda was low key hinting at Sanji's heritage. He was in like his like there were mannerisms that Sanji kind of showed that what he was kind of snobby, you know. He was kind of snobby when he first came, and that's kind of prevalent to a guy who's came from royalty.
That's a
why are you wasting
good
food,
catch.
Sanji?
Good
You know,
catch.
like how when he first in
Because
the kitchen, like how
they
he
eat out the
away.
garbage and the
Yeah,
way his
he's
brothers like stop feeding rats and shit. It's like
Yeah.
good catch. Good catch.
like that. And I was like, like you could tell he was just setting up, certain shit. It was subtle, but it was there, and like how we talked and acted. I always liked that. I always liked that part about it. It wasn't something you could really notice until you really got it.
Yeah.
Like, it just came out there, and I love that. And about how like this experience it humbled him,
Yeah.
It humbled him in a way, like with Bartier, like he'll forever treat that man as a father. That man put so much on the
Shout
line.
out to everybody who's watching this stream, by the way. We got
Yeah,
at one point we're at 11, we're at 7 right now, but it's going.
we got guys coming through, but he put so much on the line for this kid. A kid who he really didn't even know.
Yeah,
like,
just because it's the same dream of all blue.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can. So Luffy having understanding that kind of being saved kind of factor was like, he didn't give you like his life for you to just throw it away, right? Because obviously he knows it because Shanks did say something similar for him by risking his life and losing an arm, also losing a body part. So he understood. So he's like, bro, stop that, cut it out. Yeah. So obviously Gin attacks Pearl now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sanji and Gin start to fight, and Sanji, he's not winning. He's not winning. Gin is pretty powerful by East Blue standards. I almost wondered if he could rival Don Krieg. I don't think he would win just because of the weaponry he has, but I think in terms of physical capabilities, he might be on par. It's possible. I'm not saying he is. Just
physically, he was
not far fetched because he went clean through Pearl's entire armor with his tonfa balls.
Easily, bro.
So Gin could not kill him. Like, bro, I never had such kindness showed to me in my life. Like, they call him Gin the Demon. Like, yo, I can't kill him. Like, this guy fed me when I was dying and starving to death. Knowing what crew I belong to, this guy still fed me. Like, can we please leave this ship alone?
Yeah.
And Don Krieg's like, all right,
fuck that
you
shit.
Bitch. Despite them all talking about everything he's done, including
for Don Krieg
trying to escape, he's like, yeah, MH5 gas bomb time. The first one he fires is a decoy. It's actually a shuriken that catch Luffy off guard.
Yep.
And then he talks about like how I got you. Luffy's like, yeah, that's fair. He's not even salty about it. Well, then when that happens, he fires the real one now. Luffy pulls the gas mask off of two random Krieg members, throws two to them, but Gin actually throws one back to Luffy, thinking it's a random one. So Gin took the entire poison gas, saved Sanji. Now he's poisoned, right?
Yep.
Before that happened, there was 2 or 3 occasions where Luffy tried to just run at Don Krieg, but he kept him at bay with his
spikes,
machine gun shield stuff.
Yeah.
And this time Luffy's like, yeah, no. And he just runs right through. He's getting hit by them, just tanking the hits.
He just takes them. Yeah, he just
then
I'm going in for the punch.
He does that flip and splashes the water on Don Krieg the way Krieg did to him the first time. And Krieg's like, man, you're not gonna punch me. Puts up that spike cape and Luffy just like
punches it, bro.
Right into the cape, like oh my
god, that durability is insane, bro. Like normally
he did not care.
You can tell Luffy just has.
I'm like his head was exposed.
Like bull, bro. Like, bro, he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna punch the spike." Like, bro, that man is a bull. That is a wild animal you don't want to rumble with in the fucking jungle.
Yeah.
Like, woo. He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna throw his hand through the spike." He did not care. That shit is amazing, bro.
I like his parts a lot.
Like,
I like this. This is my favorite East Blue fight.
Mm-hmm.
The Arlong one is good too, but this was my favorite one.
Yeah, this one was good.
True.
Because was just really just being reckless.
Because Don Krieg was in his bag. Like, all right, that didn't work. Bombs. That didn't work.
Switch up. Multiple weapons. A solar axe. It was exploding axe.
Dude has diamond brass knuckles.
Yeah, he was lit. He was lit. Like I don't fuck with Don Krieg, but that arsenal he had was lit though.
He was decked out.
That nigga was Iron Man. It was Iron Man in the cut. that boy was Iron Man in the cut, bro. Had everything.
Yeah, and
Diamond bass.
this is one of those points where like Luffy's kind of his attitude, and ambition, and craziness moves people because Sanji can't understand why he's like this, why he's doing this, and Zeph's like, yo, I like he's like this. Watch this fight closely.
Yeah.
Whether
See
he
what a
wins or
real
loses,
nigga
I
in
like
action
kids like this.
See what a real nigga in action looking like. I
Like,
fucking know that shit.
so yeah, obviously he breaks through the gold armor eventually with the bazooka. And Krieg tries to take him down with him into the sea. He gets his legs out, spinning hammer, boom. Don Krieg is defeated. He's out. Well, he gets back up again because he's unconscious, screaming, "I'm the strongest!" And Gin knocks him out.
Shut up.
Like, it's our loss. They get one. You know, he's like, Bean says, "We'll meet you again in the Grand Line."
Yep.
They're like a million niggas in that one little boat.
In that one little boat, bro. That bitch probably sunk. They'll probably all drown.
And they left, right?
Yep.
And I thought I love the way this arc ends too. With kind of like, this soup is trash. Yuck.
No, get the fuck away from me, you fucking shitty cook.
My soup's just like the best, and he runs away.
Yeah, they all make him feel better about his soup, bro. I fucking love it. It's just like their way of just trying to get him to leave.
Yeah,
take this shitty ass cook. Man, I can't do
like, no. No. Like, yo, I'll take him if he wants to come.
Yeah, you know, like, he's like, I'm not gonna force him to come.
Yeah,
you know, I'll take him if he wants to. You know, I want him to come, but I want
him to want
himself to come. Yeah.
So
I love it about that.
Sanji's walking away, and I really like the part where, you know, Zeph's just like, don't catch a cold. Then he turns around, thanks him for everything he's done for him, crying. Zeph has like the silent manly tear, you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Heartfelt, tearful goodbye.
Yeah, man.
Baratie.
Bye-bye, kid.
Very touching, you. Very touching.
Very touching, man.
Baratie, friends.
Hotfoot Zeph. Redfoot Zeph.
You right, Renji?
Fucking love that. Fucking love that art.
All right.
Really, really picks up the ring.
Mihawk.
Mihawk's MVP?
Mihawk goat. Hey, he set the standard, boy. He said, hey, you got to get up here before you come see me, little buck.
Yeah, he called him frog in the well.
Yep.
You gotta go cut you a ship or two before you think about coming to talk to me.
My Mihawk, wow.
Oh my
God. That's how you know he's strong, yo. Everybody thinks
my MVP is Zeph.
Yeah, my MVP is my MVP
Zeph
is
gave him his leg, him his life, opened the restaurant. I like the way I like his interaction with Luffy, all that stuff. Me and Zeph, I like him a lot.
Zeph is dope. My MVP is Gene. Zeph is my second guy, but Gene, you know, Gene with all of his, you know, qualities about him being a demon, like he still honored what Sanji did for me, even to the end. Even to the end, they were like, please, bro, I'll do anything. Just don't fuck this up. This man came through when I was about to die. I've never had anyone, you know, just come through for me like this. All I ask you, I'll do anything. Just let it go this time, Don. Like, he honored that. He honored that until the end. He even gave us gas masks, you know, to protect that guy. And,
yeah,
you know,
I can give you that.
Too, bro.
My other one will be Don Krieg. I know Noah likes Don Krieg. I like Don Krieg, bro. I like Don Krieg.
I like him. I don't mess with him, but he's cool. He's cool.
I like him.
Why? What's there to like about this guy?
I liked his approach. I thought he had the right idea.
All the way
he really got unlucky. He ran into Mihawk. What was he supposed to do? He was bored.
Mihawk, boy.
In any other situation, he would have been generally fine because he had like him and Gin like guest Pearl, but him and Gin would have been okay, kind of like a Zoro Luffy dynamic. Yeah. I felt like they could have been decent Paradise Pirates, decent. Plus, he had the armada that he had with him. Like, he had a lot of people. It was just one of those things where it's like, bro,
you got unlucky, mate. You ran into that.
I think he had the right idea. I'm not gonna hate on him. I liked how he was with the weaponry and whatnot. Everything like that. Great.
Don't lie to me, yo. You definitely like him because he has this whole gorilla aesthetic going on.
He got the gold on.
Like he low-key an ape, so you have to.
Who's your MVP?
That boy beating on his chest, bro.
For me, it has to be
Banging on my
Mihawk.
chest.
Happened for that 8, bro.
Yeah,
Banging
say no
on my
more.
chest.
Because honestly, like it's just the like his aesthetic, and then
Mhm.
when he comes in, it's just he just unbelievable hands. Like
Yeah.
who's gonna say what about what? Like nothing.
Who's seeing me? I'm King Kong, bitch. Who want it? He just banging on
I
his
think
chest, bro.
one of the most terrifying things about Mihawk,
Yeah.
and I say this about Ace too, especially with some like Ace people like Ace and Aokiji, is
Yeah.
how y'all just strolling on the sea by yourself on these tiny little vehicles.
Small boat.
Ace is a little
Exactly.
tiny ass little boat. Mihawk is literally in
On
a
a-
tiny ass little boat.
On a little
Aokiji
raft
is
for
just
some
on a
makeshift
bicycle.
shit.
Like you guys like at least Mihawk, from what we know, is
Yeah.
an all fruit user. He can swim.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I feel like anything in the sea that tries to attack you is still getting clapped. But if you fall in the sea, Ace,
You
you're
just
dead.
got a booty raft.
Right?
Yeah, Ace
Yeah,
is
it's
dead,
over.
bro. You should be riding in style, but like you think these niggas like nigga, you an admiral. Why are you driving a
I think he have a big
bicycle?
ass fucking boat.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
where your boat at? Where your goons at, man?
All right.
This what admirals do, bro. You're homeless, man. You're acting like you're a homeless man out here driving a bicycle in the middle of nowhere, bro. Like, man, he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make my own
Just
road."
that mellow, yo. He's just like, get me
Yeah,
that coffin. Like, let me turn
Yeah.
into a ship.
Shit,
This
I'm
is
finna
enough.
turn this whole ocean to ice, bro. Woo, woo, woo. But it
I'm
looks like some
saying
shit
that
you
man
would
was
see a
kicking
gorilla
back,
do.
alright. He was enjoying himself.
He really was, bro. Just a nice bicycle ride through the ocean. This is the funniest shit ever, man. It's just so absurd that it's just hilarious.
What's your score, Ken?
I give it an 8.5, 8.5 or a 9.
8.5 out of 10. Mine's actually a 9. This is my favorite part of East Blue.
Yeah.
Alan?
For me, it's an 8.
You again?
A billion out of a billion.
We going high road.
Brandon and Wingy all in the chat still. Give me y'all score for the arc for Baratier.
What's y'all scores, guys?
They gonna say that shit trash.
They're catching up a
Say
little bit
that
after
shit,
this.
doo-doo, bro. What y'all
Logan,
got?
What's up?
what's your actual score?
Oh, I give it 8.
Hey.
But you know, me hawking it, so it's a 10. You did?
Like actually?
Meat Hawk. Got the Meat Hawk on deck.
Nah, it's
7.
definitely 8.
Wow.
Wingy gave it 7 out of 10, and Brandon gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
Like that.
okay.
Out of
Like
10 yet.
that.
Well,
He's not
that's
powerful, yo. He changes whole numbers.
that is Baratier, friends. And
Baratier.
now we
Now we
are in
move on.
Arlong Park,
My
That
favorite.
man, the kid himself.
D-class.
chapter
Arlong.
69 to
Who
chapter
said D-class?
95.
It's amazing how Arlong was such a threat at this time.
Yeah.
Considering just how far we've gotten and how Jinbei just hold him.
So
Just
now
amazing.
they're following Nami,
Big feet asshole.
and we actually get
Yeah,
the
boy.
introduction. Well, the first mention of the Shichibukai, and they mentioned that Mihawk is one of them. So
Mhm.
that's something that'll come into play later.
Yep.
Obviously, we're introduced to Marlon, who's having a conversation with one of the Marines.
Mhm.
Keep buying him off, like, you know
Mhm.
what to do.
Hand him off, rob
That's a signature laugh. I love.
him.
One of my favorite One Piece is anyone with a signature laugh. I love it. I love it.
I fucking hate those weird ass laughs, especially fucking Gecko's noise. Shut up. I wish I could throw a brick at you. I wish I could just throw a brick. Shut up.
That's arguably the best
Only
one.
like
At my own house, my mom freaked out.
only like Perona's. Perona's the only one I accept. But she a bad bitch.
Oh yeah, would you? Yes.
Oh, your fucking Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Gotta
So
love Teach, bro.
Johnny and Usopp tie up friggin' Zoro, leave him.
Yep.
He gets captured. He gets
They
captured.
set that man up, bro.
Oh my god. And then they go to Gosa Village, which is destroyed because Arlong raged there. Nojiko saves Usopp and his little boy from a fishman.
Yep.
Now we get the introduction knowing that
Fisherman.
Nami is quote unquote a Arlong pirate.
Yep.
Traitor!
She
Bitch.
was throwing it
Hey,
back
Joe.
for the fishman, bro.
Throwing it back for the fisherman.
Throwing it back for the eye.
Stop! They're running that train.
Hold on.
We peeping the game, bro. We know what she was doing, man.
I don't know about
She
that.
was real fire.
Here's why I disagree with you with them specifically. Because they're racist. They don't fuck with.
Yeah, they were racist. Like, yeah, they cheated. Nami was basically a coon.
Yeah,
she was selling them out.
We don't interbreed with the humans. What inferior humans? Nah.
You're an exceptional human. We like you.
More like the fishmen were black.
Basically.
Not wrong.
They were black supremacists.
I like again that Nami's overall conviction is challenged again because Zoro jumps backwards into the water.
Yeah.
And she saves him, right?
And she saves him like nobody knew. You know?
Yeah, it's just like
because
she
you
keeps getting
thought she was
challenged.
just a full snake at this time. You know, she
was an ape.
Because remember when Kurobi said that he betrayed her, he let go of her own mother's death for money. Her eyes go like cold for a second, and he's like, and he notices. He's like,
just shrink for a minute.
Yeah, hits him, throws him away, and then Arlong's like, I have business in Kokoyashi Village anyways because Genzo has a sword. Arlong just wants a reason to fight somebody. Just wants a reason.
He's like, y'all acting up.
Like, Arlong really an ape.
I mean, we don't figure that out so much later, but like that's his whole thing, right? Like he's actually a racist. Like he's against like human beings. Yeah.
He's like, oh, they're acting up. I'm finna go fuck that village up. Let's go clean it up, fellas. Bro, he's just ready to just shit on those innocent people, dog. He just wants an excuse to kill all of them, dog.
Yeah. So obviously that's not going well. And Usopp attacks him with the exploding star, and it has zero effect.
Yeah, Usopp was brave. He was like, fuck, I got
no effect.
It did nothing, bro. That's why he need a chopper. But see, that nigga was bulletproof too. I forgot. Wasn't Arlong basically bulletproof? Wasn't he bulletproof?
I'm gonna say he was a lot. Their skin is a lot more durable. It's possible they may bruise, but I don't remember him getting specifically shot. I know he got shot by a cannonball, but he caught it in his mouth and destroyed it. I remember that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's different because teeth are definitely strong.
Is Arlong also a shark fishman?
Yeah, sawtooth shark fishman. Right?
Like that too.
Biologically, amongst his own like fishman species, he was pretty durable.
Fishy face ass looking.
Like he was eating through concrete, but that shit was butter. I remember when he like took a column to the mouth, he just crunched through that shit.
Yeah,
that boy got some razors on him, man. You don't want to put your hand in that mouth.
So Nami comes through town, and everyone kind of leaves. Like,
man, look at this bitch. She left us for the ops. She the ops, bro.
Yeah. She's a traitor. Blah blah blah. Then we get the part about when Nami confronts Usopp because he got captured, and she fake stabs him. She stabs her own hand.
No.
And he falls in the water. She kicks him. He's like, "You said you wanted to die in the sea, right?" And I was like, "Wow."
Go.
I was like, "Wow."
Feel that big nose, big.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I knew he wasn't dead, but I didn't think she didn't stab him.
Yeah, I thought she stabbed him. Like at the time,
but
like,
I didn't buy her. This might be a Yoshi noise.
A little cold act, yeah. Like, go swim in the ocean. Like, I didn't buy the hard act, but I thought she genuinely stabbed that nigga.
Yeah. So, the Marine, some of the I can't remember what division it was, came to like defeat them. Like, wow, how can Arlong be like showing Arlong Park to this degree and no Marine comes after
and nobody shows up.
Yeah, the three crew officers, well, Arlong was going to negotiate, and then they tried to cannonball on him. And he broke it. He's like, nah, sink him. Using the underwater charts that Nami had drawn for them, they have perfect layout of under the sea and stuff, so they know exactly what to move to cause a whirlpool, and they're gone.
And they can just dip. Like,
Nojiko and Genzo are watching, going through on their own. And Brandon and I agree that whole cake is kind of mid, but a 3's a little low. He's a little low.
It'll read better as what'll read.
Kind of like the rest roast, you read it like in one. Right.
It's better to read it as a whole.
Well, let's not go off topic.
Your shit doesn't hit. Yeah,
right. So while all this is happening at the current point, remember Momu, the cow sea king that got clapped by Sanji and Luffy.
They beat the shit out of it.
Jeez, that poor cow.
So remember they used him to drag himself. Himself to the island, and Zoro's running across and hits Zoro.
He's like a sled dog, bro.
Yeah.
Innocent cow. Come on, Bessie.
This is the point. Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
I'm just saying that they use that cow everywhere too. Like in the games, they're still beating up that cow. Like that cow gets hit every time.
Shut up, cow. They just whip it up.
Sorry. That's my bad. I just had to say that.
So next, right? we have Nojiko come through. Actually, first Nami comes through, and she's suspiciously wearing a glove. Now, I don't know what you guys. I didn't make much of it at the time, but
Yeah.
obviously when you learn that she stabbed herself and she wore the arm to cover the wound,
Trying to hide.
that's why she's wearing the glove. And these are, like I said, these little subtleties sometimes, like, it's not something you would think is important, but if you just pay attention, man, Oda, there's a lot of stuff like this where, like, if you're just looking and you're reading, it's like, it's there, man. Like, it's great. It's crazy. But yes, Nojiko comes and he's like, I'm gonna tell you guys the back, like, why you should leave and not interfere. Luffy says, I'm not interested. He dips. Zoro's like, all right, tell us, and he immediately falls asleep. So only Usopp is listening. Right? So what did you guys think about Nami's the backstory with Nami, Nojiko, and Bellamere?
I think it was really good. You know, I liked how I liked Bellamere. I liked the three of them. I think they had a very, you know, heartfelt story. I hate that Bellamere had to go out like that. She had to work under a man that did this to her own mother. You know, that's a shitty thing. She had to act cold-hearted just to free her people. You know, to free her town of God. She had to throw away her acting like she cared about it. You know, it was a sad little story. I liked Bellamere. Bellamere was a cool one of those cool characters. Even though she had like that weird ball cut. That cut was weird.
It's a weird hairstyle, but
it works for her. It works for her. I'll let her slide. But
Yes.
I like the attitude. I love those female characters with like that little peppy attitude. It's like, hey, what's up, guy? Like they're just cheery, shit like that. I fucked with it. It was a good backstory for her, and it really explains, you know, why she just had such a dishatred.
It's sad.
No,
It is sad.
they really
Isn't it
capitalized on
always?
that stuff. Like
Yeah.
whatever was happening earlier on, like all the little things that like she'd been
Cap-
doing in her
yeah.
actions and whatever, like it all kind of accumulated here, right? So when they do the backstory, it feels like it really belongs there, you know? It's nice.
Capitalize on what was built
Yes,
up, you know, just
family.
during the beginning of the story. Which
All-
I totally
all-
agree with.
All of her previous actions make
Makes
sense
sense.
Yeah.
once
Yes.
once you get this characterization for her,
It
right?
does.
And
Set up.
I thought it moved me. I was pretty sad.
Oh yeah, it was
Like,
very depressing.
I was like, fuck. Like, you know the part where he's stepping on her hand too? Because, like, she was kind of raw with it when she flipped out the door and put the gun in his mouth, and he's like, yeah, this is like marshmallows to me. And he,
I'm about to nom.
She said, "Fuck
Fucking razor sharp ass teeth. Goddamn, you know.
and it was like, it was really sad. Like when they you know, they blamed her, obviously, and they're like
Yeah, they were
crying,
fucking her
and
shit
then
up, bro.
friggin' they see that these maps, and now he's like, yo, those are mine, don't touch it. And she goes, no, don't tell him that. He's like, oh, take her too. And Genzo was like, yo, I'll save you. And they're like, no, you're not saving nobody. She's like, help me.
Nobody, big fella.
Clapped the whole village. He's like they're our first source of income. Go easy on them. And
Yeah,
they
we'll keep them.
beat everyone. No one was safe.
Yeah, but they was just wilding on everybody.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, very moving stuff. So now, obviously,
That shit lasted for so long too. That's the thing about it, you know.
yeah,
Arlong had his fucking hands wrapped around their throats for the longest, bro.
yeah. So
just draining them.
Oh my god! So this
And the way he manipulates her after she you know, she's just getting this cash from him. He's like, shit, you just got me to the right amount. Okay, I'm gonna need you to go get a little bit more. I'm gonna need you to get a little bit more. Be up in that.
Yeah,
like just shit bagging them.
I think the part where the Marines come to take her money, that part is like super emotional. Like this whole part to me, like I have a video on it. Like I like it. This is the first scene that made me cry. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Tag.
she goes all the it goes all the way to Arlong. Like, yo, I thought you would never make a promise with anything to do with money. He's like, I'm gonna make our promise. He's like, don't you dare. The Marines came and raided mine. He grabs her by the mouth and he goes, when exactly did I break our promise? Starts laughing. And also around that time, Genzo reveals that the entire village knew about what she was doing. Well, they shunned her in case if she ever wanted to run away, she wouldn't feel obligated to protect them.
Yep.
But while I think that was noble, it would have never worked because Nojiko was literally her sister. If there was one person she would never let anything happen to, would have been Nojiko. So she would have never ran anyways, but noble. So she runs back to stop them, obviously.
Yep.
But they're like, nah, bro. Like, go.
Not fam.
Go live your life. do what you gotta do. We're ready to die. Try to stop them. Gendo's like, yo, when he hugs her, it's like, you've done enough. You know, like, it's okay. And get out of the way. And that part where she looks at the tattoo and she's just, Arlong.
And she starts stabbing her. Oh my god!
Just stabbing it, like just.
This shit was so sad, bro.
I know, like, is this all that emotion just came out in his.
I gotta say, like the voice actor for her, the Japanese one, like that shit just sounded like, you know, like she was really in pain.
Yeah. And then boom, Muggedy grabs her head.
Oh my god, go, bro! That was like the first moment. Like, holy shit!
Why are you crying? He just shows up. And he's like,
he
hey,
didn't say anything.
Why are you like this?
I told you to leave. He's like, yeah, you did. He's like, get out of here. You don't know what's going on.
I don't
like,
care.
I don't.
I don't. But he's like, I don't.
That she's like, Luffy, please help me. Right?
Oh my god, let's go, bro.
Oh my god, let's go. Holy crap.
I was like,
I was balling, bro. I was like, nah. Takes his hat off, puts it on her head.
You hold this for me right quick. I'm about to go get this.
She knows what the hat means to him.
Yeah.
He's like, of
He knows what
course.
he's about to do, bro.
And then he's like, all right, everyone's waiting. Let's go. And they have that walk to Arlong Park, and they play.
Don't touch my treasure. Don't touch my treasure.
Then Yasuku and Johnny are at the door because they got clapped by Arlong pirates.
They got.
They're stopping the mob of people.
Yep.
And then,
hey man, don't go in there. Let Big Brother Luffy handle
then
this.
Boom, breaks it. He's like, which one of you is Arlong? Me. Who are you? Luffy, a pirate.
Me.
Boom, punches him. Don't you dare make our navigator cry. I was like, oh my god.
Go.
Set up. I had to sit up for that one. Like, holy shit.
That was a good ass fight.
Yo, this fight goes in.
Yeah, the way that you see the difference between like how he holds Zoro with like a little splash and what I was like, ooh, damn, Arlong got it like this, but it's funny how like Oda hyped him up, but just in the looking back on it, it's like, wow, this dude really pussy now. It's like Arlong was fucking him up, bro. Like Arlong just got a splash of water and just threw that shit on Zoro's chest, and it was like just fucking him up, bro.
So they all got to have their battle against the crew officers. So Chu, Kurobi, Hachan or Hachi, right? So remember Momu comes out and it recognizes him, but Momu's more afraid of Arlong than he's afraid of Sanji and Luffy. And Luffy's like, I'm not here to fight all you fodder. Just puts both his feet in the ground, spin himself, takes him, uses the whirlwind. An attack inspired by seeing Genzo's little windmill on his forehead, on his hat, and just hits everybody and tosses Momu outside of Arlong Park. The person who wanted to send flying points to Arlong is you, but now his feet are stuck in the ground. I'm like, oh my god!
I actually hated that. I actually hated that part because then after that he got stuck in the water. I think I remember. Like they had to hold his head up for like a good hour while people were trying to just hold him off. I actually hated that part. It's just like, come on, Luffy, come on, get out, because you're about to get fucked, homie.
But that's part of it too. Like he's actually such a clown, you know. So it's expected that like he'd do something stupid like this.
Yeah, and it fucked him over. That's the funny because you normally think in a gag like this, he'll just get out of it in like 5 seconds. He's like, oh shit, I'm stuck. It's like, ooh, shit, I kind of fucked up on that.
It's like, yeah, I can't move.
Yeah, like I'm stuck, bro.
And then Hachi tried to crush him, and Sanji saying like, did I follow an idiot as a captain? And Zoro's like, yeah, we did.
Did. You stuck.
Right. So, right. So now, obviously, everyone starts having their little battles. Kurobi and Sanji,
and Usopp and this other guy,
Usopp and Chu. The lips.
What did Chu have like future sight or something?
No, Chu had the lips. Chu means like Chu. The onomatopoeia for Chu means kiss in Japanese. So he had like the big ass Negro lips, and he could like suck up water.
Wow,
really fast, right?
I remember that. Because I know Usopp did something where like he fucked him up.
He don't fought him. Remember when he was trying to pull Luffy out, he let him go and he hit him.
Yeah, and he just
ran away. So their battle went elsewhere, obviously.
Yeah,
then Kurobi and Sanji were fighting, but there's a point where Zoro, his wound from Mihawk hadn't healed, so with distraction for a second, gets hit with some fisherman karate, gets hit outside of the battle area.
Clapped up.
But he gets back up like, listen, if that was like your best punch, you ain't gonna beat me because I get harder kicks from Zeph. He was unfazed.
Square up. You gonna have to square up, big fella. And like
Yosaku
when
and Johnny throw their swords to Zoro, right?
take these, big bro.
And
Take
after,
them.
remember, Arlong throws Luffy into the ocean,
Yep.
right? And
Luffy
his
gets
foot is still stuck to the concrete. Genzo and
Yep.
Nojiko go
Weighing it
around
down.
to free him. So what was happening? Remember? So I actually, this is the moment where I respected Usopp. From me personally, like before this, I didn't like him.
Oh,
But he kept but he's funny. But he kept this energy. But it's one arc.
Yeah.
It's like 2 arcs
he
after,
just
bro.
kept running, bro. Yeah, we'll see what
I still hasn't done anything important. Yeah,
It's the
true.
part where
Yeah,
he's like,
he's been around.
he starts to put the dirt on himself. He's like, oh yeah, like I did my best, blah blah. And he starts to think about
Yeah.
what now he went through, and he's like, no, like I can't. No, there's no way.
Yeah.
He's like, you damn fish man. He gets punched immediately. Yeah, he should play. Hits him with the sake bottle, hides behind the trees.
Lights him on fire.
Then
Yeah.
he's up like there's a huge like Mizu cannon. Then Usopp's peeking out, he can see like Jesus Christ. Comes through, they lights him on fire, and my favorite part is when he hits with the hammer in the knee.
Got your ass.
Rubber band, the rubber band kills me.
He said, "I'm gonna knock your ass out, bro. I'm gonna make sure you sleep." Bro. I love how Usopp just did hit and run tactics. Just wear this guy out,
bro. He just kept hitting him with the hammer. He did not stop,
bro. He was tired, bro. He did not want that man to wake up. He tried to kill that dude.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's how you should do your fights.
Yeah,
you know, you don't want the guy to get back
bro.
up. That's
especially when you put in all that work, bro.
Right? Yeah.
It was a good dynamic because you have like the ape badassness of Luffy. You have Zoro's just actual badass and the more chivalrous, more knightly badass of Sanji. So to have a coward who in the moments that matter show courage, to me is impressive because it's like that's what overcoming fear is. Like showing courage when you're scared. So I always respect Usopp for that.
In the face of adversity.
Exactly. No matter when the moment when it counts, when it's really crunch time, he will do what he has to do. He'll step up. So
and in the times that he is cowardly, it's kind of understandable to be honest, because you got to think about what his power set and what he can do
and where he's from,
you would be scared too.
And what he was exposed to most of his life,
bro.
That's
from a peaceful village.
Like Zoro's been roaming.
That too, though. Like,
he's
the most normal out of all of them, you know.
Yeah, he has like a normal upraising, just chilling in this peaceful village, and he's like seeing all this wild stuff.
And he's the only one that's like not really like combat based either. Like even more so than Nami, I'd argue sometimes because
he's kind of weaker than her. He's mostly just sniper, just have a good hand-eye coordination. He's just really good at that. Like at time skip, he kind of did get a little bit more tone, but he's still just not as as everybody else.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just not as physically.
Let's go to Zoro versus Hachi.
Yeah, Hachi. Gotta love Hachi.
That wasn't really a fight to me. That was just like Zoro's really hurt.
Again.
Yeah, Hachi's just like, oh, I'm hurt.
You just that fucking wound from Mihawk, so he kind of claps him pretty easily,
Yeah, you know, I noticed the pattern. This shows like along the arcs. It shows how durable Zoro is.
Yes, and how good he is with dealing with
fucking Christ, that man, like, oh my god.
And then fucking Arlong looks at his wound like I wish it was more. Was it more gruesome in the manga? Did they like make it look all gory and stuff? Because like he said, when he says he looks at you like, damn, bro, what happened to this huge scar?
He's like, how are you alive with this? And are these the eyes of a dying man? Like, there's no way. And he's like, and Arlong legitimately feels a moment of that. I must say he was scared, but he understands that
I need to do now, but he's tenacious, bro.
Take this guy out.
Like he's fighting with wounds like this, but this is a wild animal. You got to put down. You don't want no fucking honey badger coming at you like that.
There is a really good moment in this fight that I really like because real quick tangent. So ever since I've seen a video from this guy. I think his name is Super Eye Patch Wolf, and he was talking about the choreography and whatnot, and being able to tell the order of sequence of action in Dragon Ball. If you watch Toriyama, the way he draws and the way your eyes move against move on the page, he's very good at making a flowing battle very well. Like the way he But from like an aura impact, you know who did what at what point in the fight, like what punch was first and stuff, right?
It's very clear, very clear.
Yes. Like Toriyama is really good at that, right? And Oda's not nearly as good, but he has moments where he's very good at doing that. And there's a moment here where Hachan is using all of his swords to like make like this helicopter thing.
Yeah.
And Zoro is like spinning into it a certain way, and he like goes through and it still cuts him. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Fuck that dude.
So yeah, Kurobi versus Sanji now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sanji tried to hop in the water. That didn't go well. You're not beating a fish from underwater.
Got fucked up. Kurobi was beating that man's ass for
underwater, and
like
pressure.
His turf.
When he dives really deep in the sea to crush him from the change in pressure underwater, and Sanji took two of them. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yep.
And then this is one of the moments where you start to see Sanji's how he's smarter than Zoro and Luffy.
Yeah, you can start.
And he blows oxygen into his gills because he's a fish man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gets out of the water, puts his boots back on, and just Holie.
Work on that ass. Come here.
Oh, shut up! Clapped him easily.
I'm working.
Easily, it wasn't even challenging. That's the part. Now we get the part where Ken was talking about where Arlong was clapping them with water.
Yeah, bro. He said, "Man, let me get a splash of water. You little nigga soft, bro."
Thirsty?
But he really just at the horn. Let me get you a little bit of water, right quick.
All right.
Just clap that man on the chest, though.
I wanna talk about a line that Sanji says that I thought was pretty interesting. Despite what you may think, I've spent half of my life as a pirate. He says that in that fight.
Oh, it's true.
Is that him kind of talking about his past as a German? Because German aren't really are they? Would you consider them pirates? Because they consider themselves assassins, right?
The German are like this.
But really even the Baratier, they're not protected. Yeah. They're like kind of piratey cooks. Cooks, right?
Yeah.
It could just be alluding to that, but I thought it was an interesting line.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's interesting.
I'm not gonna hold this line to
too seriously
high degree, just because I'm gonna check my volume to see what the translation is in the official viz. But yeah, that was interesting to me. But I'm gonna check it after. But yeah. So clapped, and after, so he goes back, he breaks the rock. Luffy's free. Zoro switch, just takes Zoro and tosses him. And immediately starts wailing on Arlong. You know, Kamakura no Kane, Bullet, Gatling, and Arlong to do something. Like, no, I'm just warming up, don't worry. Usopp comes back, like, I'm here, don't worry, got your back.
I beat him. Yeah, I'm ready, bro.
By this time, Nami's back too. Like, yeah, we're gonna fight to the death. Great stuff, and I like this fight, man. This fight's really good to me. Like,
yeah, when I get to the top and they see the map, he said, "No, you're not gonna hold her here any longer."
But even like before they get to that part, it's like the blend of the comedy with the action, where it's like, Arlong is like, Luffy's bluntness is crazy. Arlong like, what's the difference between us? Nose. Our nose, web hands, whatever. He's like, a race, dumbass. Like, he tried to bite him.
Yeah, like he doesn't even, recognize a little thing like that. He's like, I don't really care about nothing like that. He's just that mellow.
Yeah.
You know?
And then
that's just
he bites through the column, like you mentioned earlier, and Luffy's like, so what? You don't need to bite fucking rock to break it. He just punches the column and breaks it too. And he's like, all right, nice talk. I like the part where he kicks his teeth out and like breaks his teeth, and Arlong's like, oh, whatever, I can keep growing them back.
Yeah, then he just regrow it, bro. He just like, oh man, bro,
he again and puts the teeth in his mouth and bites Arlong.
They say, oh damn, bro, you just gave me a new grill, big homie. Let me cop that. And he just bites this dude, bro. I fucking love that.
So chapter 90 has one of my favorite lines in East Blue, where it's called, the chapter is literally called "What Can He Do?" And Arlong is like, Luffy's talking about how he can't use swords, he can't navigate, he can't cook, can't even lie.
What do you do? Yeah.
He's like, I can kick your ass. That's what I can do.
He said, that's what I got these guys for. I can't do none of that. I know I can't. He acknowledges, these weaknesses. He said, yeah, I can't do none of that shit, but beat your ass.
Arlong goes in the water. Saga on the Datsun! Just torpedoes out the water, clips Luffy.
Jeez.
There's a couple times, and Luffy does this Gomu Gomu no Tate for the first time. The shield kind of gets him, throws him, and gets it again. Then he does that the net one. Can't remember what it's called right now, but then he swings him, throws him, and quickly yari. And then Arlong gets that like the rage in his eyes, right?
Oh yeah, he gets angry.
Then he pulls out the Kiribachi, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like the part where like the way Oda draws it, where he's doing the flips up Arlong Park, up to like the structure to the room, the map room. Like the way that is drawn is very well drawn.
It's so.
And then now they're in that room, and it's really interesting to see how at this point how much stronger Luffy is than everyone else.
Yeah,
because
he brought down an entire building.
there's that, but like think about it. Zoro was hurt though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Zoro couldn't break Arlong's nose.
I don't think he could have took down a building at that level, to be honest.
There's that too, but like he couldn't break Arlong's nose with his sword. The sword, right? Luffy breaks his nose. Luffy also with just his fingertips is overpowering Arlong, and then breaks the Kiribachi with just his fingers. I'm saying like incredible feat of strength because kicking up the maps, knowing that Nami is one of his room to be there, is falling out. Arlong bites him, he breaks his nose, and then one of my favorite finishers is he literally steps on this guy.
Axe kick. That axe kick is just, bro, he just raises the foot. As soon as he charges him, he hits him at the right moment. But that's that reaction speed, bro. Luffy really fast as fuck, bro. Luffy really got the speed feats, bro. Arlong coming right through. Fucking, I think it's a stamp. What was it? A stamp when he did that? The little axe kick.
Yeah,
yeah. And then he just knocked him through the entire floor
and breaks it. Man. Comes out and yells, "Nami, you are our Nakama." She goes, "Yes."
Nakama. Friendship. Wonderful end, man. Gotta love this arc, bro.
And just to wrap, so obviously to wrap up, the new tattoo, the pinwheel with the tangerine.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bellamere and Genzo.
Shout out to her, bro.
Right? Obviously, Gen telling him, "Yo, don't let anything bad happen to Nami." He's like, "Yeah, don't worry, I got it."
I got it.
I really love the post arc celebrations because they're so funny. Like,
remember just eating, bro. I fucking love those, man.
Where do you get that melon fruit, bro?
I want that, bro. I'm hungry.
Where's that at? And Zani's flirting. Yeah, Usopp's telling the stories how he defeated the fishman. He's going off
himself up, bro. Hey, he did defeat him with fishman.
I really miss these moments when they're all together just shooting the shit. Like it's like just
chilling. It's something it's something gratifying about just seeing characters just have that downtime and just that kind of slice of life interaction. It's just something just makes you feel warm inside.
Oh yeah, once you're not like everything is not like high stakes and like you don't have all this fighting and stuff going on, right?
It's just them chilling and just doing regular shit. It's just something just so fun about that. Quite weirdly though, you're in this high octane series, and some of the best parts is when they're just chilling, when they're not in high action. That's such a funny thing, Yeah,
I thought the way the arc legitimately ends was actually perfect. So the very final flashback of obviously Bellamere fighting those two as kids, saying you're gonna raise them, and then them being like, "Nah, bro, you can't do this," and Nami being scared of Genzo, and then those pinwheels, what made her like laugh, and then the perfect ending with the pinwheel in Bellamere's grave, saying she doesn't need to see this anymore because she's grown, she's moving on.
Yeah,
that's the end of that arc, and I thought it was so perfect. Like
closed off well. Gotta love it. Man.
Who
gotta love it?
Is MVP?
MVP this arc?
I think Luffy.
Oh, he might be Luffy. Luffy kind of he was on the shit this arc. He
fucked
up 2 times, but he had a lot of high moments. This really showed his character. About how adamant he is about his friends, about the people that he cares about. He doesn't care about the bullshit. If his friends are hurting, he's gonna try to help you in any way he can. He won't allow people to fuck with his homies. You fuck with his crew, you fuck with him.
All right,
and we see that come out. We see that come out very clearly. And like he said, "Hey, this is what making you sad. Oh, we finna destroy that. Fuck all that shit."
Yep.
It's like
we gonna ape out.
All you have to do was ask me for help. That's all you need to do.
That's it, bro. Just ask. I won't do anything. I won't try to force myself into it. That's one thing I like about him. He's adamant, but he knows
he doesn't even need to know the reason.
Yeah, just tell me. Just bro, he don't say you don't need to explain this to me.
Who do I need to send flying?
Who else do I need to just point me to them? I got the jet stamp for their ass. Just show it. Like, just send me to these guys, and I'll do it.
Brandon said his MVP is Usopp. That's fair. Yeah. That's
Hey, Usopp the gold, man. I fucking love Usopp.
Yo, I'm
Hit and
just
run
saying that
tactics, baby.
you guys definitely you hit it on the head. You said that like this is the time that he actually turns around for once, and it's like, you know what? I'm actually gonna do a little bit more.
I gotta be
what
for
I normally do.
even though I said I tried, you know what? I think I gotta put in a little bit more. And I like that.
Yeah,
He really stepped up, even though realistically,
Super
like,
touching.
yeah, he did do a lot, but he went the extra mile. He had to understand. Fuck, nah, she's really hurt by this. I can't just. I gotta put in 110%. Just not my max. I gotta really
what
go
it is,
to
yeah.
the all here for it. That's true
He's-
friendship.
he- it comes across a lot stronger too because he's the only one that's not that kind of strong, right? So when he does it, then you know it's a big deal, right? Like
because he lacks
that
the
comes
physical
across really
abilities to just really rumble with these guys like this. He's just he's putting that. He has that golden heart. He's putting it all out there. When he's trying that, this is something that's really important.
Yep.
And I always fuck with Usopp for that, man. That's my guy.
I always saw Usopp as, in a sense, if we were in One Piece, we'd be Usopp.
Yeah, Usopp or
Usopp
if
is
we had
us.
a devil fruit, then we'd be the other guy. Fucking brought him.
Yeah. That's fair
Because
like he's like the One Piece, the Strive fan,
the super
yes.
stand, bro. He's
That's
like
fair.
the super stand.
I like that. So all right, who's your MVP, Alan?
For me, it's definitely Sanji though, because like this is right after Baratie, right? So up to this point, we hadn't really seen him do anything. I mean, like he'd done stuff during the arc, but
he lost his one fight so far.
So this is the first time that we really see him like go ham, right? And that too against fishmen who are physically more like powerful than regular human beings.
Regular humans.
Yeah. So like to see him go in, like be the intelligent like fighter in this situation, like that to me was a really big deal. And then unlike everybody else who didn't like really care all that much for like Nami's story of all these things, like he's the one that is kind of there for her in that sense, right? So I'm like, man, you're a gentleman, I can get behind that. That's cool,
He's a gentleman guy.
Cuck. Yeah.
Not my goat, but that's simp.
No, I'll always be a Sanji fan.
I love Sanji. But Zoro, that's my goat right there. That's my goal. Saga,
who's MVP, Mugen?
Throwing hands. Who's your MVP, Mugen?
Mugen?
Has it left us?
All right, nice talk.
Has he dipped on us?
I said it was Luffy, remember?
He did say that.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did say that.
Oh,
He
sure.
did say that.
All right, so we got Luffy. So what we rating this arc, guys? What we rate?
10 out of 10.
I'm at a 9. I'm at a 9/10. I'm at a 9/10.
10 out of 10. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect way to wrap up East Blue, to be honest.
There's still 3 more chapters for Lockdown.
Fuck that shit.
I forgot about that.
I'm going to give it a 9.2.
You give it a 10, boy.
For me, it's an 8.5. Yeah.
Doing a
Give
10
it
out
a
of
10.
You giving it a 10?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Help me, Luffy.
Brandon says 7 out of 10. My MVP, I didn't say my MVP yet. My MVP of the arc is probably Luffy.
No.
True.
I just like the way he handled himself.
Yeah, he did. He handled himself well.
Oh, he had a lot
totally
of, like,
agree.
emotional
I
moments.
totally agree.
Like he really stepped it up in terms of like being a captain, right?
The runner-up
He just really took control and just even physical wise, like you could tell, hey, I'm gonna fight the big guy. I'm gonna, he really took command as a captain.
About them big dicks, and we gonna take care of the problem.
Hey, that's what's up, bro. Coming with the
along that big dick damage.
Put him in the work, bro. Hit him in the mixer, bro.
All right.
I'm fucking weak.
Chapter 900. Oh, I'm joking. 96.
Oh, whoa.
96. This dream never go end.
We really
96 to 100 is Logtown. This is the town where Gold Roger was executed.
Oh,
because his first bounty, we see the Marines talking about every person that East Louis defeated gets a bounty of 30 million berries. Obviously, he's very happy. And one of my favorite things about One Piece is seeing the world react to the bounties and what the tribes have done
from their hometowns.
So Dracul Mihawk pulls up on
Goes
Shanks.
to me fucking. Yeah, I love that moment.
Shanks
bro.
is all hungover and shit. Like, what the fuck you want? And he shows him like the,
He's like,
"It's
oh
just
shit, let's
kitty,
drink
man."
again, bro.
Luffy,
Wow.
yo, you're finally here. Turn up.
That's my little nigga,
Yeah.
bro. Get the
I put the
booze
Zan in
up.
my cup. Hey,
And then Captain's like, bro, I thought you were just hungry. He's like, man, fuck all that, but we finna get lit again. Bring out the
exactly.
booze. He just got hyped again after seeing his little man, the guy he put so much on. He said, hey, I lost the arm for you, fucker. You better be here.
And we
That shit,
see Fuchsia Village react to it. So Makino and all those guys like, oh no.
baby mama,
She's like, oh, you look so happy. Right? So,
You look so happy.
Mayor's like, God damn it, these damn pirates.
Goddamn pirates.
Goddamn pirates
fucking
from my
tired of 'em.
village running
That's
around being an ape. All right, so
Always fucking
Zoro.
fucking know that. Oh,
this
yes,
is one of my
his
favorite
master,
parts.
yeah.
Yes. So
He's
this
like,
is
hey, don't
one of
be
my
like
favorite
Zoro
parts of the
now.
series.
Be like,
Zoro
You
runs
train
into
this guy?
Toshigi,
Uh-huh.
right?
Oh, see,
And-
yeah.
And
She looks like-
looks like
Looks
Kuina.
just like Kuina.
Yep. She looks like.
Nani?
Queen.
Nani? Oh my
I
wa
feel like
Moshindiri.
there was some potential there. I felt like there was some wasted
She
potential
was
there
like,
with
Zoro was like,
with
damn, I
Tashigi.
might have to eat ass.
What do you
He's
mean?
like, damn, you look just like old girl. Like with Tashigi, I feel like she should have the further we got away, you could see the distance in between them. Like it got so far. I wish, just like Kuina, she could have been at least right below, or at least just on par with him, just to keep that type of, friendly rivalry there between them. Because it just felt like she was just a damsel in distress every time after that. Like the shit with Monet. It
True.
was just like, I wanted her to have like a bigger role. If you're gonna make this comparison and bring her up, at least keep that strength discrepancy there. Because that was the biggest factor in it. That was the biggest factor in the
It's-
entire relationship they had, was that she was just above him in every way.
It's
I mean-
not
As a sword fighter.
impossible for her to catch up, because if you really think about the character who's probably got the strongest and fastest would be Helmeppo and Kobe.
Yeah.
They got pretty strong pretty fast.
Pretty fast, bro. That
Can they
Garp
fuck with
trainer,
them?
man.
No.
Nah.
Yeah. But
I-
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Alan. Sorry.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I did want to say though that like in Tashigi's situation too, like you can't really expect her to be on par anymore because
Yeah.
like Zoro been trained by Mihawk, right?
Mihawk, bro. He been trained by Mihawk.
That's a very that's an exceptional teacher in that regard. That like you have the number one swordsman teaching you, like that's probably instruction that you might not get anywhere else, right? So,
Yeah,
That's true.
That's why I don't, stress. But I feel like it would have been a lot cooler, if
no, it would have been
she
nice.
was on par.
Yeah.
It would have been nice. It would have been a nice, fucking fire thing. To be honest, I hope I get to see that in Wayne. I hope we see some raw female swordsmen. Give me some female fighters in here.
Yeah,
I
man.
want to see some
Come
some
on.
rawness.
It's time.
I need you to come through, Oda. Come through.
So
Bring me a bad bitch.
Zoro goes to his store,
Mhm.
wants some swords.
Hey.
After Nami extorted them for the interest rate you have to pay her back for borrowing money from her. And this is where he almost gets ripped off for his Wado Ichimonji, one of his Wazamona great swords,
Yeah.
and one of the swords in the very, very cheap basket is Sandai Kitetsu, a cursed blade,
man.
which Zoro can tell was cursed off the rip.
Yo,
Knew immediately.
yo,
It's one of these Shodai Kitetsu cursed blades from the line of swordsmiths. There's 3 of them, one in each grade. And he throws it up, puts his arm out, it goes around it, and he goes, "I'll take it." It's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's the GOAT.
Oh my God.
Rawness and swag. Yeah, Zoro was a GOAT. That was a great moment.
It really was.
Mhm. All right, later, Wingy. Thank you for coming through. We almost done anyways. We're almost done. I appreciate it.
So, Brody, thanks for coming back to the
So-
mainstream.
The swordsmith in that was the owner of that store also goes in his back and takes out Yubashiri, which Zoro doesn't have anymore. Rust, rip. But anyways, yeah. Now we get Alvida, who confronts Luffy. He's like, "I don't know who you are, lady. I don't know any pretty ladies like you." And the thing about this line that's cool is that in a recent SBS, somebody had asked Oda, how come Luffy calls some people pretty, right?
Yeah.
And can he tell? And he's like, no, Luffy doesn't really get the concept of beauty that well, but he uses it as a classification.
Yeah.
So he can classify people like, oh, you are a beautiful classification. You'll call you a beauty like that. So that's why I thought that was an interesting line. So obviously, she pulls up. Nope, he did not recognize her. Obviously, because he's like, no, Alvita was.
Oh, slim.
She's like, you don't recognize me because I lost my freckles. No, that's not why we don't recognize you.
You were.
That's not the reason. But
rough one,
power to you. Obviously, he gets trapped, and they're going to execute him. And that's the moment where he goes, "Sorry, guys, I'm dead." And he smiles. And Smoker sees this, and he's like, he fucking smiled. And the lightning hits him, and he's like, I'm alive. First time I read this, I was big mad. I was like, really?
Blicky.
Lightning saved him? Trash. Drop the series.
Sure, why not?
I didn't do that. but because later on he probably, the dragon interruption, all that stuff came into play. So you know there's a reason behind it. But at first, if that was a legitimate random lightning strike, that was like some Deus Ex Machina I've ever seen in my life.
Gotcha.
There are so many other things they could have done there. But yeah, this is probably the first legitimate loss he takes on the way to the Grand Line because he has no means to hit Smoke. There's nothing he can do at this point. His hockey's not there. He doesn't know anything. Like Smoker just was gonna. Yeah, would have lost there if Dragon didn't come through.
Yeah, he would have got a little bit of rap.
Monkey.
Daddy came through. Like, hey, back up on my youngin.
Dragon.
Yo,
blood clot.
Big dick.
Damage.
Big dick dragon.
Big dick dragon.
Pause. But yeah, man, and then obviously they set sail. Smoker and Tashigi are gonna chase them. That Tashigi and Zoro had a little confrontation. They all do the foot on the barrel. Say their dreams. Pirate King. Swords made a map of the world, buried where the sea to find all blue. That's chapter 100. Each blue saga is finished, and they're on their way to paradise.
Yep.
They're on the way to the Blicky.
To find the Blicky piece. One Blicky. And this is a really, really short part, but let's still talk about it, right?
Yeah.
My favorite moment, obviously, being Zoro throwing Zoro got MVP just because of what he did with that part.
I agree. That's my MVP.
That was just raw. Like
that's my MVP, Zoro.
Nope.
I mean, it's only like 4 chapters. Like I'll get a 7. It's fine. It's okay. Like a 7.
Yeah, it's a 7. It's a 7. It
would have been a 10 if Zoro had that Blicky.
Facts. Pillow with that stiffy, huh?
That Blicky.
Yeah. This is a nice little short arc. It was a nice little thing.
I give it a
7.5. It was okay for me.
Okay.
I also give it a 7. So.
No. What that Blicky?
Mugen.
Oh yeah.
Mugen gives the Blicky out of 10.
Blicky.
Would you give it 7, 8, 9?
Oh, my score.
Brandon said 10 because of Buggy. Buggy is a GOAT. That's fair.
Oh yeah, Buggy, man. That's accurate. Hey, if Buggy's in there, just a 10.
Yeah, I give it a 7.
I respect that. We at that 7.
Alrighty.
Buggy the guard.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. Gaijin Goomba out.
Welcome to the stream.
The Gaijin Goomba.
The game of God.
You're gonna end up fucking suing your channel for this.
Gaijin Goomba.
That's just a theory. All right, so I'll tally up the scores and I'll put it in the comment section because I have to do math. But
all together,
so it'll take me 10 days.
Sure.
To do it. So we'll have our overall score for the East Blue Saga. So we went through every arc: Romance Dawn, Orange Town, Syrup Village, Baratie. Shout out the Panda Man Goat. Long Arc and Logtown, and that is the end of the first part of the One Piece ranking the series. Next one we'll be tackling Ala Master Saga, which will consist of Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, Drum Island, and the Alabasta arc. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for all joining. It was a good stream. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Follow my friends with now
ISIN Mugen at ISIN Mugen.
Got that Gamma Coon or the Immortal Ken. You know, follow the Coon.
Yep.
All right, peace out.
And then Alan, you plug anything?
Yeah.
And I cut the
follow-
stream. It's
follow-
too late. I'm
follow
joking.
me on Twitter. Like,
Yo,
follow me
get your
on Twitter.
info.
He's plugging in the blicky.
At Vienna Society is the handle, capital V, capital S. Check out the blog, The Intelligence
Hey.
on Weebly.
Follow his blog. Some good
yo.
stuff there.
Some fire, yo.
He's lying. You ain't even
Get,
know it.
get that
You know,
in.
he got that tower guy. You know, he got the
Yeah,
webtoons. Got the stuff there.
So I'm
you
saying
know.
that's what y'all need. yo.
Jordan, that's Brandon. And Wingy, everybody came through.
Thanks
Hey,
for watching
thanks for
the
coming by,
Blicky
guys.
Stream.
You know.
Getting gears. Ooh. Anyways,
Hey,
y'all some apes. Let me be out.
peace out. Blicky blicky.
Matanet.